Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to part 3 of our little Holland playthrough. Now, obviously 1.3 has had a little bit of a mixed releases. I think we've all seen a little bit recently, but it has had a gigantic update today. And as I think you can already see, the big change is that the performance is much better. And as is my big issue, that's quite important to me, really. Good morning, Skash. It's good to see you. Welcome to see you all, Robert, and Big Up. It's good to see you all. Only 1 minute late, not too bad. We got the internet working, hopefully this time. Now, obviously, the big change, unlike the performance, which is my biggest change, is that diseases have been completely slowed down already, which is brilliant for us. So we can't complain for that one little bit at all. Now we need to do some peace deals quickly before we can get back into the economy spiraling, because they've also changed that innate stockpiling mechanism. So one big issue was that the imaginary stockpiles that our markets had was just making these prices fall to the floor. Now, a dynamic price system is probably a good idea anyway, but just imagining demand out of nowhere sort of defeats the purpose of the object, really. So I'm quite happy they got rid of that. But we've got to see how it's done in practice. Now, for our situation at the moment, we are in quite a good place. Our tax base is still quite low, but like I said, this is before the economic changes, so hopefully it gets a bit better. We're trying to get as much money in through the doors at the moment, and we can use this really successful war to separate piece everyone. It's obviously a aggressive coalition war. Get as many separate pieces as we can, and war reps just flowing back into our tiny little tool economy, which will allow us to build up by ourselves, make our big industries, and try and make a tool economy, which is the goal of this playthrough. Were the economy and great power points fixed? Well, I don't think the great powers changed, but the economy has been affected directly. So like I was just saying, they've removed that infinite stockpile. So there's still some dynamic price mechanics, but it's not going to just magic demand out of nowhere. So a big example that we had in the previous session was the saltpeter guild we made, right? Now, saltpeter's not even been invented yet, but we got some really good profit out of this build because the demand was there to fill up the stockpile, and now that's been removed. So there would be no incentive to build this building at all in the first place, which is obviously quite good for the game. Now, let's get on a few cheeky peace deals whilst we get acclimatized with 1.3. Hey Simon, it's good to see you. Hey Ars, thank you for joining the stream. It's good to see you all. Do say hi in the chat. Let us get Liège over and done with. Do we want anything else from them? I mean, it could be a good little town to take, actually. So let's leave them for a little bit. Ulik, is that a good RGO? No, it's just sturdy grains. I know livestock. But we don't want to get our AE up too much. That would be a little bit bad. Humiliate, and the good thing is about a war like this is we can just farm our prestige up. Like every single separate piece we do and every single humiliate we do will give us that 5 prestige. So we only need to piece out 20 people and we'll be max prestige, which is obviously some significant little buffs in that. Is the infinite dip rep glitch fixed? I don't know, to be honest, but considering how bad it is, I don't really want to find out, if I'm honest. It's a little bit of a game-breaking one. If you guys don't know, there is a glitch at the moment, which basically means by spamming this little, like, I'm not sure where you get the buff from. Lambert did explain it, but it's a buff that gives you Diplo rep and mercenary cost reductions. And it just scales insanely, which means that you can get infinite Diplo rep and free mercs, which is just a little bit overpowered, considering that means 0 AE, or even negative AE if it's optimized that poorly. It's not in its best situation at the moment. So let's get cracking. Now, the game's already going much faster, which is nicer. It's not lagging all around the park. So we can sort of do what we want to without any problems. And I mean, that's going to be a good thing. Last session, it was proper lagging like a horse. And I haven't changed any settings since. So that's literally just Johan sorting it out for us. So thank you, my good boy. And I don't know, and obviously they put out that video. Was it either today or yesterday? I think it was today. That of their thoughts on EU5, why it's stagnating, what it's changed, and it's definitely something we can natter about in this game. I don't really think it address the core issues. But obviously, if you're the main game developer, you can't exactly come out and going, yeah, we made the mistakes. We're changing direction, and you can't be too honest. You've got to be honest, but there's a line. It's like public relations. Ultimately, I wouldn't call it crisis management. I think a lot of people like to sensationalize how bad the game is, and I really don't think it is that bad. But obviously not the 10 out of 10 release that I think we all hoped it would be. But my big takeaway is that they're sticking with their vision. So they're not listening to the big changes of what people are asking for. And I think that's a good and bad thing. Because we've all got different visions, right? I want mission trees. I know loads of people in the chat, probably in my Discord, in my comments, that vehemently hate mission trees, and they want a full simulator. And they're trying to make a game that fits all of these different groups of people, and that's not innately a problem. It just makes it a harder task. Because if you want to make it a masterpiece, it's much easier just to appease one group rather than trying to do a masterpiece for everyone. And that's the problem they're coming up to. But if they make it work, then it'll be a gigantic success. And it's a risk and reward, ultimately. But no, I did watch the entire video. I thought I would have liked him to go into a bit more depth, like address the specific issues, like performance. Like he said, they were going to make some minor performance changes, and the performance is much better. But we don't know what's changed. We don't know why they've changed it, what they've got rid of essentially to make it better. We're just a little bit in the dark. Hess, do you have any good provinces? I know we got this cheeky little gold vassal last session as well. So they're going to start funding a good amount of money into our economy. Wow, that is an insane price to upgrade a gold RGO. 848 ducats. That's insane. I mean, it's still probably profitable, to be honest. Gold is obviously insane. Let's get you. Do we want to block you from building? I mean, yeah, why not? Don't mind that. I mean, pretty much, well, yeah, they've got 300 troops now, so we can actually just split up our armies and start mass sieging. Probably worth doing. Get you in. There we go. But food is always... Supply lines is still a gigantic problem this patch. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. Hey, Jad, is Holland good this patch? And I'm guessing. Well, that's the point of this playthrough, right? We're trying to play Tool. And it doesn't look like it in the amount of coalition wars at the moment, but we've got a good little patch. We just need to get the stuff of our culture under our own thumb, and then we can just focus on building up and making a Tool economy. I really think, because of the changes that have been made so far and are planned to be made in 1.3, this is going to be the Tool patch. You've got the mechanisms to make an economy just by yourself, really. And I don't like that UI change. It's very easy. It doesn't show you what commander you've already got. That's why we just ended up reassigning the commander to each of our own armies accidentally 3 times in a row. I'm not sure I really like that, but I think we can really do about that one. Did I actually want to take this province? I mean, Liège isn't co-belligerate, so I will just get rid of them. We'll get food and military access, though, make it easier. And now some treaties, it doesn't cost us anything, so why not? There is no, like, diplomatic mana score that we're costing to do that. And obviously getting rid of mana is a big change of EU5, right? And that's another design talk that people inevitably will chat about. They've unconned, but your allies haven't unconned, so I'm not going to piece you out yet. But nice try. We'll get rid of you. War reps, please. Humiliate. You can block from building. We're just going to annihilate all of their links to each other if at all possible. Now, the obvious drawback of this strategy is that we can't use the dissolve coalition CB on them, because what we'd have to do is separate piece. Well, piece them all as one. If you separate piece them, then they're no longer counted in that dissolve coalition CB, which is a slight drawback, obviously, because I would like a sort of 15 years without our coalition ganging up on us. But I would take infinite war reps from most of Europe as a decent little sacrifice for that loss. And we're going to get some good stuff for it, so we can't really complain. What's the artificial stockpile boosting fix? Theoretically. Now that's one we can figure out when the game goes on and we've done all our wars. Is 1.3 broken currently? Well, theoretically not. If the changes as they've been read in the patch notes, if you haven't read the patch notes or watched Lord Lambert's lovely video on it, would recommend you give it a quick look. But the biggest change is that they've nerfed disease spread by about 40%. So, and specifically smallpox. So smallpox is not going to spawn as much. It's not going to be as devastating to our games. And obviously in 1.30, it was just everywhere. Like, you could not escape it. It was mental. Now, this is our air. Is there anyone we can get as a good little alliance? Or Burgundy could be all right. Clan William. No, yeah, I might just try Burgundy, you know. That could be a good one. We want to attack England anyway, so if we can release them, that could be a good little PU to try and get. And obviously the dynamic like a billion bug fixes and the dynamic price changes. So a lot is going on. They've just got a lot to fix, really, and that's why these patches are so hard. It still annoys me that Holland's major reform can't be taken without Merchant Republic. It's so hard to justify taking. Is that what the joint ruling one you're chatting about? Which one we've got? The where is it? Yeah, joint ruling. The thing is, it's not very good. I don't know. I don't really like it. So, yeah, I don't really like this artificial holdback of this major reform system. There should be a way to get, or maybe it's not the major reform that's the issue. It's just their like classification of what is major and what isn't. But it doesn't seem to be hitting the spot just yet. But it's a gigantic game, right? There's so much to optimize. There's so much to keep faith with. If you just expect it to be perfect from the off, no one's ever going to be happy. We're getting our prestige up quite crazy. Look at these buffs. I know it's not that crazy for a tall nation, but why not, really? I'm not going to complain. By getting 3 buffs. Let's get you done. War reps, please. Military access and food access, please. What, another few treaties as well. If we can break up their alliances, when we end up maybe conquering or getting some vassals in this region, it'll make it easier for us down the line. Some more war reps of you. Keep time going on while we're doing it. There's a lot to get through. Oh, the Dutch Republic. That is annoying. But we are the Netherlands. So when do you get Dutch Republic? You know, that would be interesting to find out. We've got a chivalric order, though, which is cool. Noble levy size, member bonuses, and admin ability. Oh, one change I did want to have a look at is obviously in 1.3, they've added these artist buffs. Now, we haven't got Can Invest in Culture yet, but if we could get that quite quickly, we need Renaissance, I think. But we could always invite artists, it just depends who's got them. I wonder if you can do it through... Oh yeah, so there's new Imperial actions as well, like the Circle Leadership. If we have a look, I want to see if we can figure out this system. So... where is it, the circles? So we've got the organization treasury if we wanted to. I'm guessing that's a way to get... here we are, circles. So we are in the... Is there like a Low Countries circle? What is it? We are in the Westphalian circle. Okay, who's the leader of that? The Brabant. And we've just annihilated them. So why don't we challenge them for leadership? I wonder if we get anything good for that. Let's do it. We can have a press to challenge and spend prestige. I mean, we've got higher prestige from them, so we can take it from them quite easily. It failed. What? We have more prestige than them. Let's get some more prestige then, I guess. We are currently in a war where we can fight it, so it's not the end of the world. Where are we? Humiliate. It could just be a system that's not working right, but we can see if we can figure that one out. There's some more prestige, please. We've got a lot of people to piece out here, so we're not really in threat of missing out on any prestige, really. Let's keep sieging for the moment. You as well, please. I'd like to humiliate you, block you from building, take some money as well. We're getting quite rich from this as well, but most of that's going to come from war reps. I mean, we're already getting 8 from war reps at the moment, which is obviously quite insane for a tool economy. Yes, I am British. I do like my British accent. But if you get rid of major reform, you have Crusader Conquistadors. Oh, that's fancy. Yeah, Space Marines and crazy stuff. It's like, but it comes back to a core dilemma, right, of EU5. Do you want realism? Do you want simulation? Or do you want it to be a game? Something very telling of what Johan said today was ultimately the most important thing for him isn't realism, it's not simulation, it's making a game that people enjoy. And People are absolutely right. Oh, we can steal the coal market. Let's absolutely do that. I'm surprised we can get that for 0 AE. That doesn't seem right, but I mean, yes, please. We'll take away their fort just if we want to fight them in the future. Let's do it. That'll give us some extra money. Oh, that's a big market to be orange as well. It might be worth it getting rid of our own market and just merging back to Bruges, because we've got a lot of trade power now, especially in our own market. If we get some more marketplaces, that'll be even easier, to be fair. Not a bad idea. We can get some more marketplaces and think about if we want to merge back in the future. Let's do it. I know we're not getting that crazy trade income at the moment, but that's something we can work on. As we get more money flowing into our economy, it's going to be easier. Who else can we peace out? The Republic of Verdun. Let's do it. War reps, annul treaties and money, please. There we go. Mostly it's going to France, but I mean, they've really carried this war for us, so I can't really complain. We're sort of breaking up all of the alliances in the western part of the HRE at the moment. We've got our future work ahead of ourselves in mind at the moment. We're up to 87 prestige. I think we'll try and get to 100% before we try and challenge for the circle leadership again. It seems like it's a chance-based system based on your prestige, but we had more prestige than them, and that's... I'm guessing it's chance. Why? Or it could just not be working, right? This is a 1.3 parallax game. It could quite easily not be working. Get some more stuff. And let's see if we can do it again. Press the challenge. Defeated. But we have more prestige than them. So what? Why is it not working? Is there a way to see their prestige? 70. Yeah, we've got 82. Why is it not working? Yeah, I think it's just a broken system at the moment. That's a problem. Hi, Vanya. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I hope my 1.2 save transfer is over. I'm en route to form Purge of Hormuz. I've got a really good run. That said, there's a bug that keeps cancelling all the automated trade orders. Yeah, trade's changed a lot, and even I can't figure it out at the moment. I'm having a bit of a mental blank with it. But I wouldn't recommend moving that save over if you're worried about it. If it's something you're really invested in, I would just keep it on 1.2 at the moment. I know the mercenary meta is quite hard for people to get used to, but I do actually enjoy 1.2. It took some, and I did have a big burnout phase, I can't lie. So maybe it was the break that made it better, but I do actually quite enjoy 1.2. So I wouldn't, if I was you, I wouldn't run straight onto 1.3 just yet. It's going to be an early access for a solid 2-3 more weeks. So give it some time to even out, get the kinks sorted, sort yourself out, and down the line, move it over. I mean, in 3 weeks, you won't really have a choice anyway. I mean, you could revert, but no one ever does. Yeah, if in my honest opinion, I would wait rather than go and do something you might regret straight away, because once you change a save over, you can't take it back, and that's the sad truth. Ultimately, take back season life are quite hard, and that's one of them. So I would be careful. But look, the important thing is if they fix the big bugs, right? And that's what we're trying to do at the moment. Let's pull back on our Diplo spending for now. I know we're going to have a lot of improved relations to be doing. Like, look at how much antagonism we've got from all over Europe. So let's start doing that, actually. Maybe we do want to keep on our Diplo spending. Otherwise, we'll get an even bigger coalition next time. But with France being our bitch, it's going to be quite hard for anyone to beat us, which is quite nice from a single player perspective, because we're not really at any risk, and we can sort of just build up on our own. Now, do we want to invest any more? So we can get a new dies level, and see, that's a big change in our economy, right? Our wealth has already gone up, which is positive. We're currently working on professional armies, so the bigger economy we can get, the better. And if we ever want to go and beat France, we will need a strong professional army, obviously. That is what it's going to take. Let's try Magdeburg. Try Hanover. Need more prestige. Moonster, do we want anything from you? Livestock? Probably not. I mean, we get a lot of money from you, to be fair. Yeah, 57 is quite a lot. But I don't want to take unnecessary AE. Otherwise, I might be convinced to, like, just annex them or something at the moment, because they are quite under the cosh. This is the benefit of piecing out everyone separately. We can just get as many war reps and stuff as we can. Anti-piracy fleet basing rights. That's good for institutions. Humiliate again. This is perfect gameplay at the moment. Just piecing out everyone separately. But if you have a look, our war reps are going quite high. Only 12 from diplomacy at the moment. Nothing crazy, you know? If you guys want any to see anything or anything tested out in 1.3, do chuck it in the chat. I am reading. It's good to see all your messages. Do say hi if you haven't already. Let's get some old treaties going. Oh, when you press play, it always gets a bit harder. We're at 100 prestige now, so we don't even need to do that anymore. We could start like professing trust, actually. That could be a good way to use our prestige. Do need to wait for some diplomats, though. It's good you don't have to use the diplomat like an EU4 for a peace deal. I think that's a really good quality of life change. Otherwise, we'd have to be waiting quite a lot just to get all of these separate pieces done. Albeit it probably did make a bit more realistic sense, if we're honest. Block mark from building. Let's do it. Yeah, it's a good way to spend prestige. Look at the buffs you get from 100 prestige, right? Cultural influence, antagonism delay, diplo rep, market attraction, all very, very good. A lot of people are still joining our coalition. I do hope we're not actually gaining antagonism from these peace deals. It kind of seems like it. We'll have to keep an eye. I'm not exactly demanding anything that's going to cause AE, though. That's the issue. Keep an eye on it. Humiliate, war reps, annul treaties. Unless annul treaties says AE? No, it doesn't. I'm not sure what's going on. Game can always be a bit funny. Even more in a coalition. We love that. Yeah, they're just going constantly. Look at this. Right, let's profess some trust with France. Spend some prestige on that. There is a delay before we can do that again. Like I said, we can always separate piece someone else. Fine. What I do think a good change for EU5 would be is like an inflation mechanic, because we shouldn't be able to get like several percentage, like 100% of our GDP in war reps without any sort of problem. Now I know we obviously have the actual inflation mechanic, but it doesn't exactly work like inflation. It's just like an arbitrary number. I think like when you took out a loan in EU4, right, it gave you inflation, and that was actually a limiting factor. It doesn't seem to be like that in EU5. I do wish that would change. But this is you can sort of play as a tool economy by just getting as much funds into as small an area as possible, and then you can sort of do whatever the hell you want with it. And that is the goal. But we're almost done with this war anyway. War reps and old treaties. We might have to chill out for a little bit after this, so we don't get a generationally bad coalition, though. Because we've got quite a few people who aren't happy with us at the moment. Agonism. Let's check the Palatinate. Now, they've actually gone down, so it doesn't look like we're gaining more AE. But we do need to quite aggressively get some diplomat. Wait, oh, yo, that's new. 0.75 monthly diplomats due to call for peace. That doesn't seem right. I mean, that's insane. Is that a 1.3 change? Have you guys seen that in the patch notes? That is incredible. Like, you can just abuse that to do exactly what we're doing and improving relations with 1 billion people. Like, I'm not even like artificially extending the war to do that, but you could. You really could. Humiliate. Lovely. I might just piece this out soon to get the lumber. I mean, we could use a fruit. We actually do need fruit, and they are our culture anyway. So let's get this province solely. Not going to be too bad, AE. Revoke cause. These, thank you. Let us. Can we demolish coalition? Or can you see? Why can't you do that? Demolish. You can execute their ruler. That's insane. Yeah, why can't we demolish his coalition just because we're annexing them? I would much prefer to annex them. It's not the end of the world. They've unconned anyway. Do that. That's a bad idea. No, we need to demolish the coalition. So let's get rid of the cause. Oh, you can't. So you can't demolish coalition if you've invaded the coalition yourself. Okay, so let's not even worry about that. Let's just take them. This is a lumber province, but we do need to keep our AE down. Let's not be stupid here. Let's just take us some gold, revoke the cause, and we're all good. Brilliant. Let's quickly... Oh, we've got people integrating anyway, so we can't do that. We'd go on a pilgrimage if we wanted to, but I think we're probably best just using our money and our economy. So is there any good RGOs we can get? The Amsterdam one? Sure. Get it done. That's an expensive livestock RGO. Damn. Might not even be worth it. We might have just been better doing buildings. It's done now. We've got a lot of money coming in, obviously, so maybe it would have been worth just going down the rest of the separate piece angle, but it's not the end of the world. So now the economy is fixed. We could think about rejoining the Bruges market. I think we'll wait to kill the rest of Brabant first. What is our truce like with them? Because we need to attack them before the coalition forms. Oh, we got a while. 1390. Okay. Let's just get our levies down, then we can start developing ourselves. And obviously, improving relations with our coalition, because we're going to need to do that. Antagonism. Get on it. I still wish we had that call for peace modifier now. I know. Lovely. They've forgiven us now. We last session we enforced their culture, so they weren't very happy with us. So while we got some money coming in, let's have a quick look at chat. Hi, how is 1.3 compared to 1.2? It's good to see you, Gold Pipe. Thank you for being here. It feels my memory of it is quite hampered by the problems at the moment, right? So I don't think I can really give a fair answer, but the performance is looking quite nice. That's the comparison to 1.3.0. But to be honest, we haven't really had a chance to try out the new features yet. The estates, I do like these changes. Obviously, you've got loads of new abilities with your estate satisfactions that you can use. And I'm a fan. Let's stick you on as high taxes as possible. Because if you've got, like, if you're playing someone that's always got really good, like, clergy satisfaction, you can just get free legitimacy. That's not a bad thing at all. Same with our burghers. Like, they've got really high satisfaction, but they've also got really high influence. So we could think about doing a reduction to get rid of their thing. Or getting some free money off them. 104 ducats. Yeah, we could do that, actually. They've got enough satisfaction for it. Let's do it. Get some free money. Yes, please. Now, what are we going to build with that free money? So our economy is actually working now. We've obviously invested quite significantly into the ground of our economy, trying to get it up to scratch. And bog iron smelters are always good because of just the gigantic iron shortage in this region of the world. So we can do a few of them. This fibrous crops in Amsterdam was also pretty good as well last session. We can get one more of them and some bog iron pits as well. Let's do it. We can make iron. We can get a really good good to export over the world. Oh, that market has just gone tiny and Bruges is sort of taken over. Yeah, we do need to take over the Bruges market in our next war with Brabant and then get rid of our own market. Hello, will Paradox do a funny in this stream or end too? Hopefully not. I did check my internet before I started this one today, and it seems to be better. Oh, now that's a big change in 1.3.2. The tailor guilds are finally profitable, which is obviously our core industry, right? That's quite a big thing. So we'll finally make some tailor guilds, and we'll get that economic spiral going. I'm not exactly sure what they've changed to do that, but I'm not complaining. Obviously, if the estimated profit is correct, you never really know if it is. Cool. Our cabinet members died. That's sad. We could put this guy. He's got a really good cabinet trait. As he... Ooh, 10% building construction efficiency. That's a big change, actually. Why have they moved to this construction efficiency type of modifier, like efficiency, rather than cost? Like, obviously, where is it? Proximity. Control and proximity. There we go. Proximity is now proximity, like, efficiency or something like that. It's hidden down here somewhere. Well, there's a new Duke of Brabant. That's interesting. Let's see if we can find it quickly. Proximity cost. Oh no, I thought it'd been moved. Maybe not. So it's still proximity cost. I mean, yeah, something's changed. Essen want to ally us. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna end that for now. I'm not going to try and do challenge the circle again because I don't think that mechanic is working. But we can send some people off to the Prussian Crusade. Who's young? You. You can get some better stats. Same for you. Let's get our heir on the cabinet. Oh, but his stats aren't very good, so we've got to be careful if we want to actually keep him, but I want the crown power. We're being a bit crowded out by our burghers at the moment, so it'd be quite useful to get it. So we need, our next target needs to be Utrecht to get our, because they're like right next to our control, right? Oh, and he's got the abrasive trait. You had to just be crap, didn't you? Look at this son, though. He is insane. So maybe we should have put him in the cabinet instead. If only we could get him as our next ruler. Like, he could be on for 100, 100, 100, actually. Like, Willem. Being a prodigy, he's only on balanced education. Oh, if I put him on expensive, he would be 100, 100, 100. No, that's really depressing. That's sad. I'm annoyed about that. Let's see if we can use this estate action. Can we get some new courtiers quickly? And then we can get the legitimacy action from our clergy. Lovely. We're back to 100. Nice. Now, do you guys want to build anything that's profitable? I mean, this livestock RGO is quite good, but I don't want to over-invest into it. You're saying a distiller's guild would be good. Well, we can do that. What about you over here? Tailor's guilds? Well, if we're going to focus on Tailor's guilds, let's at least do it in Den Haag first. We can always try and give this Flemish cloth industry trait again. We got rid of it because the production efficiency was hurting us. But saying that, if our cloth industry is finally profitable, then it's probably worth it. Let's check that. So we've got fine cloth in our market. So we've got a big surplus. It's still saying it's going to be profitable. I'm not exactly sure why. Okay, we are exporting it, which is good. So let's not invest too much into it because it's all going to London and they've got a deficit. But how long that deficit is going to be there for is a different question. Gunsmiths is a good idea. Carpenters, we'll go for a gunsmith next, especially if we're going to start spamming out the armories, which we have just unlocked as well. It's worth us pre-making a few gunsmiths just because of how impactful that is on our economy. What is our mason situation like? Well, let's get all of them subsidized. We only got 5. I thought we built a few more now, if I'm honest. Oh, they just don't have the workers for it. That's the problem. Let's make one more. Let's make a few more. We will use them. Masonry is it's a poor resource, but it will help us. Is Antwerp not a better capital and market centre because of the natural harbour? I mean, it's not a bad idea, actually. If we look at the natural harbour map, we've got Amsterdam being a 105% harbour capacity. It's grasslands and wetlands. Den Haag is wetlands and woods. So it could be, actually. Is there anywhere else? Dordrecht is grasslands, wetlands. Antwerp, like you were saying, is flatland and grasslands. It's also got the river bonus. The Antwerp actually could be a really good idea. Because if we moved it to Amsterdam, sure, we'd get the harbour capacity. But we wouldn't get the river bonus. What's the population like? It's higher as well. That could be a good idea. Yo, I could be convinced. How much would it cost us to move our capital? In terms of the river map modes, let's see how big this river is. Okay, the river's going the wrong direction. So if we were to go on this river, we'd get really good proximity over here. But if we were to here, we get some proximity buffs upstream down here. And obviously we don't have Flanders yet. So it would be a risk, but I'm not totally opposed to it. What would you say is the most important part of the economy of a small German state in the early game? Well, get the fundamentals done, and then work on your RGO, and then see if you can carve out a little bit of difference to you and your neighbours. It's like if there's a big iron deficit in the market, make bog iron smelters, right? Make yourself an economy that can be highly specialised, and you can use urban rights to do that as well, and make yourself a difference maker, because you're not going to be an economic powerhouse if you're just doing the exact same thing as everyone else. So it's quite a good metaphor for life, to be honest. You're never gonna to succeed if you just do the exact same thing that other people are already doing. You have to do something different and carve your own path. Let's have a look at the chat again. Now we're just waiting for some economy to come in. We got another good Discorders guild. Oh, we can do a tools guild. I'll leave it for a second. You came to the stream to type poop. Well, thank you for your contribution. I appreciate you. It's good to see you. Make a copy of the save and see how it transfers. That's a good shout, actually. I must admit, I am a sucker for playing Iron Man, so that's why it didn't come to my head. But that's actually a very good idea. Thank you, chat. I appreciate you. I'll read that one. Sense of Depression Crusade. Let's just use our diplomats quickly. We need to get rid of our antagonism again. You can just obviously improve it directly. Relations, and you make your life very easy. It's good we got truces to all of these guys, or we'd have a mega coalition at the moment. Hey, I love the vids. Now that 1.3.2 is out, how does it feel? The biggest change is the performance. Like, it's very, very different to what it was before. And I haven't changed any settings, and my computer hasn't magically got better. It's much better than it was, and I don't know what they've done to do it, but I'm enjoying it. Our noble rebels are finally going away, which is nice too. Not complaining one bit. They want me to spend money on a fish RGO. There is absolutely no way in hell I'm ever doing that. Why do you say France is my bitch? Because they're our ally. And allies in this game are just sort of do what you want if they're the AI. But they are now coveting our land, which isn't necessarily the best thing in the world. So we need to get a professional army. Actually, that's probably worth doing some buildings on. As early as possible, so that we can stand a chance if the worst does happen and France goes for us. And that's why we sort of want to play France and England off each other. But we can always run away to Jersey if need be. Isn't another capital more worth it for Holland? Yeah, that's what we were just chatting about. And I actually like the suggestion from the chat of Antwerp. Because it's on this river. It's got good harbour capacity anyway. And unlike Amsterdam, the harbour capacity is in the right place. It's not facing this inland sea here. It's facing out here, which could be very good for us. And it's got better terrain. It's flatland rather than wetland. And if you have a look at the wetland debuff, it's quite significant. So I'm actually really tempted. How much would it cost us to move capital? Well, we've got to core it first, and we are integrating it. But 106 ducats is really like not much to core something. So I think let's get investing in it. I think we'll go for it and see what we can accomplish. I did scroll through the patch notes. I didn't see anything on the 0.75 Diplo for quarter piece. It could be a new system that's just glitching out and not working properly. That's my guess. So we've got support the state. Let's just cover that quickly and we can get back to waffling about the patch changes. But my guess is it's some sort of glitch. But I will I'll message Johan and I'll see what I can find out. Royal decree, government traditions. Considering our AE problems, I like that at the moment. Because obviously, if we gain our crown power, we could curtail stuff. We could get rid of the Magdeburg rights. What else would we want to get rid of? Burger land rights is the one we do want to get rid of. It's a lot of stability, and we're obviously negative stab at the moment. And we do want to get that up. Obviously, being quite a tall country, our scaling costs aren't really going to be a problem. So we can actually invest quite significantly into stability, and it'd be worth it because we've got a high tax-based wealth ratio. I think I will do that, but I think it's too early. How young is our Duke? He's 40, so getting him stats isn't really worth it. Trading post network could be good. Maritime trade could be good. We're trading quite a lot with England at the moment. Fort construction efficiency, so half-price forts, but I don't really think we're in trouble with that at the moment. Monasteries as well could be good, but it's not really needed. We'll go support the state, and we'll see what we can use it on. I'm sure we'll find some sort of use for it. Even if it's like getting rid of a peasant thing. Like, to be fair, getting rid of hunting permits could be good, just to make our nobles like us more. Anything else we could do? I mean, we're trying to push free subjects. But obviously, curtailing our nobility is always good. Noble fortification licenses is one I do want to get rid of. So that could be the play. So isn't Harlem like family? What map mode am I using? This is just the normal terrain map mode. I know a lot of people like lots of different ones, like political, but I'm just not used to terrain at this point. You can also do the save and Iron Man. Oh, that's new to me. You learn something every day. Thank you for that. we don't need to get support the states passed. We can just use it for crown power, actually. The problem is that ships cost an arm and a leg to build nowadays. Yeah, like if you wanna get maritime presence, you need to sort of do it through natural means rather than buying ships, which is a good price change. It's not a good price. It's a good mechanic change because you shouldn't just be able to get 100% control over sea zones by having 20 galleys out there. But they've done a lot of changes into slowing down the game, and I do really like that. Marketplaces, sorry, lumber mills are apparently very profitable. Let's get a few of them going. What other questions have we got? So isn't Harlem like finally a thing, or did Johan not learn about the fourth most important city in the Dutch Republic? I mean, I'm not seeing it. To be fair, I mean, there's a lot of all of these regions are not going to be fleshed out until Paradox makes 15 DLCs, right? We all know this. if you want specific for changes for regions, like I'm obviously quite English, right? I don't think my accent is hiding anything. The context for England is the entire country's rivers. In EU5, there is one river. Like, I'm not even joking. The entire country is basically rivers. That's the whole thing about England. That's why it was so profitable and so effective at being a breeding ground for the biggest empire the world's ever known. And in EU5, we've got around one river. The Dutch have two. No, the Dutch have three. How does that make sense? And we're tiny. Let's get this fortification licenses revoked. We're really going to piss off our nobles. Ooh, and that would maybe start a civil war. Then again, if we're about to have professional army, that's not really a problem. Let's do it. In for a penny, in for a pound. It's a bit of a risk, but I don't hate it. We can always do some cheeky bribery if we need to. But let's get some professional armies going, just in case. Now, we're going to spam horsemen. Horsemen is the army meta at the moment, if you didn't know. Because they've just got so high initiative that their skill in combat is just insane. And we've got the economy for it, it seems. Oh, this is our insane son. Can we get him a good wife? But there's no one that's that good at the moment. I think we'll wait for someone stronger. But what we should do is get him in the cabinet. What's his our heir's cabinet trait? He is abrasive. Let's get rid of him. Sorry, dude. Your brother's coming in. He's better than you. Yeah, look at those stats. That is insane. 84, 80, 91. I wish we could have him as our heir. Unfortunately, we've got this nobility privilege right to inherit. So we can't change it, unfortunately, unless we somehow murder him. Which isn't the worst idea in the world that I've ever had. Let's be real about that one. How did you lose the PU? Oh, England invaded and annexed them. If a subject has lower than 50% loyalty, they can just separate peace. Yeah, we're getting a lot from diplomacy, and we've just lost the England one, but we're getting 11 just from that gigantic coalition war that we just had. It's a lot, but I'm not complaining. Not one bit. Let's improve with Utrecht. I want to try and... Oh, there he is so high. It's just a fool's errand, really. We just need to get it as small as possible that we can deal with it ourselves. How long is our truce with them? Oh, it's over. Okay, we need higher stability. Oh, we're working on that. Our nobles are going to revolt, probably. Let's see if we can get any additional alliances. We're still spending a lot on Diplo. So our economy is actually getting very, very strong. Now, our nobles are going to revolt anyways. Let's tax the shit out of them. If you didn't know, your estate loyalty doesn't actually go up any faster if you're taxing them more when they're low. So you can just sort of min-max it a little bit. We'll get some more prestige. Wait, we can kill our heir off. Yes! We get to murder our own heir for free. Oh, that means the insane guy's our heir. That's brilliant. Yo, that is like, we are so lucky. And because our heir didn't have any... no, he had a grandson. Yeah, he better not be our heir. I swear, that would be the worst thing ever. You better stay our heir. Please. Please. That's so good. As long as it works. It's a bit late for a stream, isn't it? Nah, I'm a bit of a night owl, if I might add. Yeah, a single ship costs twice of a coastal fort. It is insane. And I am a sucker for a coastal fort. Thanks for the content, by the way. I like your user-friendly info. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here in the stream as well. I'm still playing my 1.0.11 game. That is commitment. I respect it. Do you not feel like you're falling behind the times? To be fair, I've actually heard from a lot of people that they think the earlier versions are actually better just because they haven't been changed like infinite times. Own locations. Yeah. Lumber mills are always good value. I think that's in the Bruges market, but they don't have lumber anyways. It's not a problem. Yeah, this nobility insurgency is not fun. But we could always give a privilege out, to be fair. Local noble delegation buildings. What's that? Oh, the noble power. Elaborate court life. I mean, this is good for our parliament speed because it will allow us to get some better parliament actions. So it's interesting now that your different privileges, they allow different buildings for your estates to construct. So it's no longer like a random system. It's something that you can sort of cater, which is always good. Antwerp. We wanted to start working in Antwerp, didn't we? As we try and get it cored. Obviously, if we have a look at our culture map, it's all low Franconian anyway, pretty much. So we'll get cores on all of this sort of stuff, which is brilliant for us. It's all in our region anyway. We can think about annexing Hainaut soon as well once we get a new diplomat. Is there anyone we can call back that has left our coalition? Yes, there is. You're not in our coalition. Neither are you. Good. Neither are you. Yeah, a good few options, which is nice. What do we want to get onto next? We've got a good few options available to us. We've got a lot of money coming in through the doors. Let's cut our fort maintenance and be a bit greedy and get some more money in. We're still spending a lot on stab, but look at our negative stab at the moment. Albeit negative stab doesn't really feel that bad in this game. If I speak out a little bit, you can just sort of save the money. But if you're a tiny tall country, it doesn't really make sense not to invest in stability just because of like how little cost it is really. Even if paying for it doesn't let you go up that much faster. Hunting accident incoming for this god heir. Oh, absolutely. It's guaranteed to happen now. I've killed off my other. Yeah, I always wondered why when you got the 7 and 10s. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Did I ever play the MEIOU taxes mod? No, I haven't. If I'm honest, I'm not a mod player, but if you do have any recommendations, I'm always willing to check stuff out. That is insane RGO right there. Oh, yeah, absolutely. RNG, sorry. Is the AI more historical now? It seems to be. The 100 Years' War actually was fought in our earlier sessions. You're always worth to go back and check them out and see how it happens. But Britain did put up a fight. Then they invaded us and tried to mess us up a little bit. But there's a lot more happening. They should at least the Trent and Tyne rivers. Absolutely. I completely agree. We need more stuff up there. I think 1.1 was peak. 1.2 was stagnant. 1.1 seems to be a step backwards. But they're working on it. I think it'll be peaking once it goes live. That's the reason why we have a beta, right? They should be allowed to have these mistakes before they go live. Otherwise, we're complaining even more when they do go live. Because then you have a Leviathan moment. And you don't want a Leviathan moment. That messed a lot of people out of EU4. And obviously, because EU5 is having issues, right? That we always think back on EU4 with these rose-tinted glasses. But it wasn't a perfect game by any means. It's still an amazing game, right? But it wasn't a perfect game by any means. So keep the faith. Is my argument. I'm abjectly considering doing like a defense of EU5 video because it's getting way too much hate in my opinion. But we've all got our own opinions, and that's absolutely right for it to be that way. We need to get a royal marriage for this heir, but he's just not doing anything. Is there a noble that's good stats? No, not really. Let's save him. We've got enough heirs. Oh, there was something I wanted to use my diplomat on. Annexing Hainaut. That's what we wanted to do. How long that will take? 8 years. That's not too bad. Have they changed the annexation? I don't know, the basis cost is still there, which is annoying. Clash between Hasselt and Antwerp. Antwerpen, however you pronounce it. We'll take control there. We're quite close to getting cores over it, and then we can think about moving our capital, which is nice. About the estate buildings, as far as I know, it's always the case, and they've just added the info to the reforms. Yeah, that I really wouldn't be surprised. That is a classic paradox right there. To have this system in the game, just no one knows it exists because it's very deep in the code. Is classic Tinto, isn't it? But nothing we can do about it. Yeah, I know our nobles really aren't happy. That's what we wanted to do. I've been building up our economy, but we actually need to get a bit of a standing army quite quickly. We do have these cavalrymen, so if we get some of them invested, that'd be nice. Let's just cut the spending a little bit, because if we are going to have a rebellion, we need as many professional troops as possible to just crush it as fast as possible. That is probably one of the main benefits of having a standing army and not being reliant on this mercenary meta that's going around at the moment. I have two open beta options. Is it 1.3 or 1.3.0 open beta? 1.3. If you click the 1.3.0 open beta, you will go into a hellhole. And I assure you, you don't want that. So, yeah, 1.3, and that means you get all of the updates as it goes. Estate constructions. Why is it putting our tailors guilds that we were making under an estate construction? Oh, because there's an artifact guild at the bottom. Interesting. Yes, we've got some new cores there. So that's one of our integrations finishing up. That's brilliant. There's going to be more money going into our economy, which is always nice. Hey, I appreciate you, Falco. It's good to see you. Leviathan mentioned, what the hell is a QA? Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, less said about Leviathan, the better, right? I think Paradox would really like to forget that one. Do we want a cannon maker? Yeah, we probably do. We want at least one just for the economy. And we've got some researches we can do. Let's get the stability investment quite quickly, and then we can go on to fancier stuff after that. We don't really need cost to core. Urbanization could be good, but we've obviously got quite a lot of other stuff to invest in our economy at the moment. A recruitment law could be nice. We don't really need the other fancy troops at the moment if we're just going to spam cavalrymen. And if I'm honest, I probably will just spam cavalrymen because they are so overpowered. But let's not rush into it. Coastal forts, that's what we need. Oh, I didn't mean to press that. Just for anyone who hasn't seen my my recent rants about how much I love a coastal fort. I really think it's one of the most underrated buildings in the entire game. Just because of how much maritime presence it gives passively. And especially considering how expensive ships are these days. It's a big difference. It really, really is. You want anything else? Maritime trade advantage. I think we'll just try and get the other institutions, to be honest. Anyone else we can marry? Lorraine, do you have anyone good? No, you're quite crap. I know eugenics isn't a thing, but I would like to have a high stat heir if possible. Oh, the heir of Bourbon. We could try that. But that might make France hate us. We'll try and wait for someone better. What are your expansion plans with the tall Holland idea? Well, we want to consolidate our region first, right? So Frisia, Utrecht, whatever this pronunciation is here. Finishing off Brabant, taking the market. Finding a way to get Flanders as well from France. If you've got any good ideas for that one, I'm very happy to take it. After that, we've then obviously got a decision on our hands of what we want to do next. Now, we could go to the New World. We could make a trading empire. We could build foreign buildings everywhere and do a different type of trading empire. We could expand up. We could expand into Germany. We have the world open to ourselves. Like, we don't just have to sit in the Netherlands. But my version of playing Tool is just trying to build up our own country first, rather than just constantly trying to expand and get our own people up to scratch by exploiting resources from other parts of the world. I mean, we've already stolen a gold province here, right? We've got this country of Waldeck that should just be pumping us money. Yeah, 0.42 because they have the gold province, and that is why I vassalized them. And so that's the speck of orange over there. If you guys had seen that before, anything that boosts maritime presence is so good, to be honest. Especially big countries, you basically can do whatever you want in the navy and get close to 100 presence. Absolutely. And look, the navy is so expensive at the moment that it's a lot harder to get up to that. Ooh, Prussian Crusade, lovely, and both of them survived. That's brilliant. Now, we've got money, and our nobles are about to rise up. So we'll start with some... Do I go cavalrymen or starting with more troops? I think I'm going to go cavalrymen just because I know how strong they are. How many provinces are they going to start with? A lot. Let's see if we can get some more alliances. We'll just get Munster quickly so they can help us out. Yeah, this is going to be a hard civil war. But I'm sure France will save us. That is what and going back to this is why I called France my bitch, right? Because the AI will just help you with anything you really want. Have I got enough? No, I don't. I need one more tick if I want to get some cavalrymen. But they are so strong, it's just worth it. We'll go for a rushed recruitment speed, though. No, we won't. We'll go normal. I don't want minus 75 starting strength. That'd be bad. But once we get our next cause, I do think we'll move our capital to Antwerp. I agree that's the right idea. It's time for the Netherlands, Britain, Ceylon trifecta of Vicky 3 again. Oh my god, that's a flash from the past. We get the chance to murder our god heir. Now, do we want to murder the god heir? Maybe not. Why do we keep getting these insane events to murder our heirs? Like, what the fuck? I'm good, thanks. But I appreciate the offer, you know. I'll never kick a gift horse in the mouth. But I don't think that one's for me, guys. I got the general impression of 1.3.2. Is it more playable than 1.3? Absolutely. The biggest change I've noticed is the performance. I don't know if you guys were suffering with that as well, but I really was. It made the game a really not just from a content aspect, but really, really hard. But to play, because it just was like it was struggling, and it seems to be better, but there's obviously a lot. There's obviously a lot they need to improve on. So nothing is over and done with just yet. Get some more marketplaces going. Our trade income is going up, which is nice. And if we do get back in the Bruges market, we'll need every bit of trade advantage we can get to wrestle control over it. Here are the nobilities. Let's call our allies in. Let's get back on our cabinet action. Is there anything else you can do? Or should we just get you doing something in the meantime? Yeah, let's change societal values. Is there any societal values we're going to push? Centralization could be a good one. Capital economy too. Innovative. I think because we're already pushing centralized, let's get her pushing us down there in the meantime. That's probably going to give us a better economic effect anyway than just integrating one random old province. And she's our head of the cabinet, so it should be quite fast. And obviously, you get some serious buffs for doing that anyway, so not a bad idea. One bit. Let's raise our levies, and we should just be able to win this one ourselves, to be honest. They're really not that big. And the good thing, obviously, is our nobles go straight back to 66% loyalty. So you can instantly go and, take away more of their privileges if you really want to. Like the right to inherit, right? If we wanted to change our inheritance law, we could do. But our god heir is currently the heir, and I don't want to change that. And if we can do anything to kill our ruler at the moment, that would be brilliant. I wonder if the emergency parliament works now. Just if someone in the chat could check that for me. See if there's anything in the patch notes about the emergency parliament. Purely because I don't want to take that and lose legitimacy if the mechanic is still not working. What I will do is perform a reduction. Get rid of their nobility buildings, because that should make them oh, it didn't even work. Great. Oh no, they just got a lot of buildings, so it has to get through all of them. Okay, so we have to do multiple ones. But it's always good to cut them down to size a bit, because of how high the upkeeps are on these estate buildings. Let's get to war. We can wipe them out quite quickly. We've got professional troops now. It won't be a problem. We should get a few more armories. I mean, they'll push demand through our economy anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Let's just wipe them out. Brilliant. And we can just, if you get above 50%, you can annex your rebels. But this is a civil war, so unfortunately we can't do that. But if we just split ourselves up, it should be pretty quick. It works. I tried it like 10 minutes ago. Now you, sir, are a godsend. As long as you're not lying to my face. But I would love to try it out. So let's do it. If it doesn't work now, I'm going to laugh. Full emergency parliament. Actually, no, we'll wait until our parliament comes automatically. Because I imagine you want the 5-year cooldown to wait for it, really. We should be there soon enough. I really like to stay on traditional economies. It indirectly boosts pop growth. Yeah, it does. For obviously, population capacity is for those who don't know, is the big driver between pop growth. I mean, that's what helps you get this little modifier up. I'll show you if it lets me. Yeah, that available free land modifier is your pop capacity. But capital economy is just, especially for somewhere like the Netherlands, it's just a much better option. Just because you play tall, you get really big cities, and then obviously that production efficiency goes straight into your cities. Whereas the efficiency for your RGOs comes out of traditional economy. But if you've got really good RGOs like Hungary, you can actually get away with staying on traditional the entire game. It's just that strong. Right, let's get our levies back down. We've now got these cavalrymen, so where do we want to keep them? Probably Amsterdam, just get as much control as possible. And they want more lumber mills, apparently. They're a bit addicted to that. We shall get some papermakers guilds. No, we won't, actually. Let's build up Antwerp. Gunsmith, apparently. Let's do it. Obviously, these two are in different markets, so they've got very different needs. We've got to build two different economies at the same time, really. And it's a bit early to start over-specializing them. But we can definitely start thinking about it. We could actually start urbanizing, but I do want to get more unique buildings first. Are we actually maxed out on libraries? No, we're not. Let's get that sorted. Yeah, we need as many unique buildings as we can get. We're getting pretty close this next parliament anyway, so hopefully we get like a promote urbanization or something. That would be lovely. How did you survive being this close to England and France? They usually attack Holland early on. Well, they did. So, I mean, if you want to see it live, go back to the earlier streams, because we did survive against England. We didn't survive against France, but we did survive against England by ourselves. You basically just try and find some allies. We got Bohemia, because obviously we're in the HRE as well. You just let them land on you stupidly on forts, sit back, do like guerrilla warfare, and just keep your manpower alive and fight them and stack wipe them when they're going to like low supply or they make a stupid mistake, and just wait for the AI to mess up. If you're against a player, you've got very little chance, let's be real, but because of how limited transports are in the early game, you have that innate struggle of, oh, this is actually quite hard to get troops to the continent. And even France, like you've got some really strong forts here. So if they spread out too much, you can like run in, mess them up a bit, and then run out again. Now, we do have this big old coalition. We could actually think about invading it just to get Utrecht done. We've got how long left? 5 years left on this Brabant truce. How is our antagonism doing with our regional friends? It's coming down, but it's still a little bit of a problem. Yeah, 34. So if we can get some higher relations with them, they will leave. We can sort of prioritize those lot. The Rhine, have they left my coalition? They have. Lovely. And this is why we're still like stacked out on improving relations. We just need to get this antagonism down. You're done. Where are you? You're still in my coalition, so I want to get you out as soon as possible. I believe they've just gone to 50 opinion of me. No, they're 48. So I think if it's the same as EU4, when you get to 50 opinion, they should automatically leave. It's actually a good way to test it at the moment. So they're up to 50, so they're still in my coalition for now. Let's give it one more month and see what happens. Integrate you. Just check their antagonisms as well. They've only got 32 antagonism, but they've got over 50 relations. They are still in a coalition, so there's no like guaranteed relation. It could be high, it might be 100 or something, but it's not 50. So here is our parliament. So what do we want to go for? Well, we don't really need integration processes, we're almost done. But it's an easy one to do, really. Market regulations, export trade. We'll do export trade, I think, because we've got our own market. Ooh, now this is good. Free change policies. So is there anything we want to change for really low stability cost? Well, getting a better mining law could be okay, just to push us to capital economy and plutocracy. But it doesn't give us the gigantic founding town cost. That would be good for us. Favour the clergy, we're obviously not going to do that. And the matrilineal customary law in the legal code. I'm not going to do that either, to be honest. But we do want to get this parliament done, so let's hope we get a good event. By the way, why do you have streams so late? Oh, well, the honest answer is when I do them earlier, people don't turn up. Also, I'm a night out, so I do like a little bit of a late stream. But I can start doing some earlier streams, but yeah, it just hasn't been the turnout yet. So just yeah, That's the honest answer. Don't lie to your face. Recruitment law. Do we want mercenaries, free subjects, aristocracy? We'll go free subjects. We're trying to push that value. I think that's always quite good for a capital economy. And let's get some more coalition reduction on the way. They have left our coalition. There we go. So yeah, you get to a decent opinion level, they just leave. Brilliant. Let's focus on anyone big. No, they're all quite small. But oh, there we go. We got 50%. So now we can think about getting a CB on Utrecht if we want and just invading them. And I could be convinced. Export trade. I mean, you get export trade promotion for 10 years, but it's not exactly the biggest buff in the world. But getting rid of Utrecht is probably a very big buff because they are like right next to us. Let's do it. We need France to help us though. Let's trigger another unit of cavalrymen first because they are overpowered, but it should just carry the war for us. They got a fort there. No, they don't. So we can just run straight in with the 400 units. Obviously, if we get a bit more, it would be a little bit nicer. Get one more. There we go. I think they need to get below 40 antagonists before they coalition, and they join from 50. Yeah, they definitely joined from 50, but what I don't know is the requirements for leaving. It'd be interesting if you wanted to search it up, see if you can find it. Because these guys have got 35, and they're still on our coalition. But these guys left when they got to a significant opinion. And I checked when it was 50, and they didn't leave straight away. They got to 60, and they did leave. So maybe it's something related to that. Right, let's stick you guys together, and let's go for the war. We want to call in France. France should carry us. Do we want to threaten war? Now, obviously, if you threaten war, you get... Oh, we're not a great power, so we can't even do that. That's sad. We've got to do it the old-fashioned way. But yeah, for those who don't know, if you threaten war, you get the following through threat CB, which is a lot better than parliament-proof claims, because it's like a 50% difference in conquer cost. Let's do it. Declare war. Charge. Wait, is Munster in the war against us? No, not. They're our ally. Let's call our levies. They're still very badly replenished, apparently, but not the end of the world. I'm just going to siege them down with our regulars in the meantime. Let's just coalesce on these Utrecht provinces. Because obviously they're so close to our little core region over here. It'd be quite good to just get it in the fold. You guys are cores, right? So why have we got really low control? Oh, you don't. Hey, and we burnt down a noble villa, so we get free money as well. Lovely. So let's get together as one group. Get our cavalry on the flank. It'd be quite interesting to see if the automation has already done that. We'll balance the army. Cavalry on flanks. Lovely. You didn't know you could do that. Obviously, cavalry have flanking bonuses to combat, right? So if you've got a mixed army, it's obviously worth to put your cavalry on the flanks, and we should just start one-shotting these armies. Lovely. We might as well siege them as we're here. We're going to be quite careful about IE because I want to go straight on Brabant. Let's actually use our emergency parliament now. So, oh no, we're at war. Clergy, please call an emergency parliament. Oh my god, it worked. We get integration process. We can do a census. Yes. Oh my god, I'm in love. Woo. Capital economy. Yes. A monastery. I mean, our nobility hate us, but not the end of the world. Humanist, sure. Change court language. Do we want the Dutch in our court language? I mean, we could. Obviously, you get very different bonuses. Well, what do you guys think? What do we want our court language to be? Do we want the research and clergy bonus for Latin being our liturgical language? Sorry, our court language. Yeah, so we get clergy and institution growth, and we get nobility estate satisfaction because it's powerful. If we change to Dutch, it doesn't show us what we get, but I think we get some peasant bonuses. I personally think we should just stick on Latin for now. Wouldn't the well-trained thing be really good since recruit time doesn't matter when you attack anyway? Yeah, well-trained is actually a really underrated bonus. And I do think if we're going to get any more, we'll probably change onto it. But obviously, because we were right about to declare the war, it makes sense to just do it normal for the meantime. And let's just spread out and murder some people. Like, the AI knows it's stacked against them this time. They don't seem to be trying that much. And now we can think about doing a CB on Brabant if we want, but it's still 4 years until our truce is over. Let's pull back and beat that army. Where did they get... That is Utrecht troops, right? How did they get... Oh, the Militant Faithful event. That's interesting. You can get the Militant Faithful event, but to spawn on a occupied province. That's a really, really cheesy way to get some mercenaries in, but they're just going to get stack wiped. So they did some damage, you know. Welcome everyone to the stream. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you could consider it. We are currently Tool Holland. Our economy is doing really well. I know we're fighting a lot of people, so it doesn't seem like we're Tool Holland, but that is the aim of this playthrough. 5% chance our God Heir dies. Maybe not. Thank you though. I appreciate it. Fulham Moonster, nah. We could think about taking some extra provinces actually. I know it's a bit cheeky, but our antagonist is going down. We'll worry about that in the piece still. In the meantime, let's get our overall stuff sorted. And I mean, it would be a little bit of AE to take those 2 provinces, just because they are quite built up. But Utrecht isn't going to exist anymore after it, hopefully. But yeah, we'll get high control over it anyway, so it's good. We just need to focus on killing their armies at the moment. We could actually... Let's test independent operations and see if that started working. Oh, they're doing something. They're going... yeah, I'm reining back control. You're not doing that, mate. Defend home territory, hunt armies. If I put you on hunt armies over here... I don't know why it won't let me in enemy territory. Got to click it through the menu, it seems. In Westphalia. Yeah. Let's see if you... let's see how this AI does its job by itself. If you just run me into death, I will never forgive you. It looks like they might just be running into death. Yep, they're running into death. France, save us. Yeah, I think we should use some human thought in this one. Let's not give in to the AI slop. Oh, we've got an unmarried child as well. Let's go back to Burgundy. We're really trying to get our hands on their throne at the moment. We've got 93% war score. So we're still encouraging centralization. Oh, why have we got negative integration growth? You guys see that, right? Oh, it's just the cabinet skill of 1% minimum tax. Yo, our heir. That's really bad heir. Can you like improve, please? What skill do we want our heir to be? I mean, let's let him get some more kids before he joins a order of chivalry, because it can affect, or at least it used to affect fertility. So it's a bit of a scary thing for me to do to give it out now, because I'm just sort of used to it. Do we want to use anything? Law changes? I don't really see anything that's that important. I mean, feudal administration potentially. Is it worth a difference in 14 stability? Probably not. Now, it'd be interesting to see if we can call a emergency parliament from a different estate right after you've done it. Let's check that one out. So the burghers, we can do an emergency grant, free money. Yeah, obviously it does come from our estates. We could do a reduction, but we can't do an emergency parliament for another 4 years. But I do think the cost for an emergency parliament should be a bit higher, because you can get some insane buffs from an emergency parliament, and it essentially doubles the amount of parliaments you can get every 5 years. Or the cooldown to be a bit longer. Make it like a golden age mechanic, so it's something you really have to think about before you use. Something in only time to dire straits, rather than something to min-max. The number of air killing events is hilarious. I know, there's been 3 of them. That doesn't make sense. Like, come on. Come on, guys, get a grip. No, it doesn't make... I don't know why they keep trying to kill off my heirs, but I'm just going to ignore it, and we're going to push through. We do have this son, though. And he's got a spouse now, which is good. So we do have a spare. And we do have a grandson. To be honest, we should probably give our grandson some better education. Let's do that, because we've got the money for it. even if it is really expensive. Do we want to get any more buildings? Over here, a gunsmith could be good. If we're still thinking of going to Antwerp, why don't we get the basics done? Like some tanneries, papermakers guilds, etc. Now, do we want to go through the process of separate piecing everyone this time, or do we just want to firm it? I think we should do a few separate pieces, but I don't know if I can be asked to do the entire bit. This is not exactly great content if I just go through and separate piece everyone. But Liège, I do want to take, because it will allow us to connect our lands to each other. That will be 30. We're going to get a gigantic coalition. Let's be real. It's not my fault. If it's anyone's fault, I blame the chat. It's your guys' fault. Hey, Joshy, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for tuning in. What about you guys? Master trick is wool. That's good. Lead and wild game. Okay, well, I think we'll come back for you guys, but we're separate PC. We will take your freedoms and your prestige and your gold, and then you can survive. Your price for survival is your gold. You have been raided, good sir. Thank you for your contribution to our tool economy. It's a very inverted commas tool game at the moment, but look, we're just getting our region. We're getting our culture. Chill your boots. Yeah, we will be tool. We will be tool. I assure you. If you didn't realise, I have a struggle playing tool. I'm very much a wide player, but I do have a good excuse because I'm just taking land of our own culture at the moment, and it just becomes 3 cores. So we're not exactly losing anything out from consolidating our region. We're just getting the Netherlands under our thumb. That's what we're doing. Up to 82 prestige. Hopefully, I don't think the circle mechanic is working right at the moment. I mean, if you don't know, guys, that's the new HRE like alliance influence system. We can't take. I've tried to take control from Brussels a few times. It just hasn't let us. I will try again, but I do think if we just annex them, it should reassess to who's the biggest guy in the region, and hopefully that's us. Block you from building. We're at 97 prestige. I think once we get to full prestige, it might just be worth just shedding our boots and letting it sort itself out. They've got a lot of banks in that place. Wool as well. It's a good RGO. There's just so much land I'm tempted to get. Like all of this is our culture, like low Franconian, low Franconian. But I don't want a gigantic coalition with the entirety of Europe. But we do, once again, we do have France. So if you get France as your ally, it's essentially a free pass to do whatever the hell you want. How much AE would that be? Another 50. God, the HRE is mental. 50 AE for 2 provinces. It's just not worth it for 2 provinces, but I will go for 1. Just to like cut them down to size a bit. Are there any good RGOs up here that we want? Because this is all our culture too. I mean, your harbour capacity. I could go for you. Take the entire state. How much of a coalition would that give us? Quite a lot. Actually, that's less than I thought. I could be tempted. We might just go down. I mean, I know we haven't got the professional army yet, but we could just go down the murder them all route. The very Daenerys Targaryen route. Take all of Frisia. I mean, we could, but I don't want to make a mega coalition just yet. So I think I'll peace out Frisia. We'll get as much stuff as we can, though. We want stuff that we can get control over without border gore. But we can always come back. Like I said, I think it is our culture as well, right? I know it's Frisian culture. So it's probably good we didn't take it. Let's just check the culture map, though. Cultures, where are we? Yeah. So all of this stuff actually isn't our culture. So maybe it's not worth taking it and worth using our AE elsewhere. I probably should have taken that bit. Because we want to take stuff that we can just instantly core. Like, it's not worth us. It will be eventually, right? This is all part of our region that we've got to take. But is it really worth taking stuff that we're only going to integrate and we're going to have rebel problems for a long time in the short term when we can use our AE on other stuff like Brabant? So I will take my own advice. We're going to take the port just for maritime presence. But other than that, we're gonna piece them out. We'll take all of the treaties we can. We'll block them from building. Why can we not? Oh, they're a subject. Who are they a subject of? They're a subject of Utrecht. Damn. Wait, could we transfer them for cheap? I mean, if I just vassalize Utrecht, then that would vassalize them because they'd be a vassal of a vassal, right? Then if we diplomatic annex Utrecht, we get them for a lot cheaper. But I know there is a transfer feature. There'll be 25 AE. But it says that, and then it says 170. So that system obviously isn't working right. But if we annex them, do we just absorb them as a vassal anyway? Because that's how it used to work in EU4. Let's find out. Do we want to piece anyone else out first? I mean, we can just get some good separate pieces and war reps, right? Let's just keep it going for a sec. France is doing our dirty work for us. And the more separate chooses we get with these guys, the better anyway. And if it doesn't work and we don't get them as a free vassal, it's not the end of the world anyway. It's just, when you're playing a game like this, you want to get as much free shit as possible, right? Separate piece. Yeah, let's get you out. As much free stuff as possible, please. Thank you very much. Oh, you are a gem province. I could be tempted to just steal them as a vassal, but we're going to do enough conquering in this war. Let's not overexert ourselves. How is the performance in 1.3.2? Brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. That's the biggest upgrade I've found so far, is the performance. Because, God, at the start of 1.3, it was horrible. I was really struggling, and it was quite hard to reward. It was quite hard to record, but I was going to say even play the game. It was really hard because it takes you out of that immersion. Like, if you're lagging to all shit, you just can't enjoy a game ultimately. So, yeah, it's all good having a really complex game, but if you can't run it, then what's the point? Yeah, we're getting a lot of gold out of this, so let's just keep separate piecing people. I know it might not be the best content. I apologize if you're just seeing me piece a billion people, but it's worth it for the campaign, and we're just trying to get as strong as possible. Right, let's separate piece you. Once again, we're going to take everything. There's no penalty like in EU4 to get all of these extra treaties. Just take as much as you can, and you're rewarded for it. Go for you as well. War reps, and look, we'll have a look at how much we're getting from war reps in a second. It's going to be crazy. Have you guys got any good campaigns going on at the moment, though? Do let me know in the chat. I'd love some better ideas. But I'm enjoying my 2 campaigns I've got going on at the moment. We've got the this one in 1.3. We still got the England one we could go back to in 1.2. That one we just PU'd France, so quite a lot going on. Hey bros, your max speed are a lot faster than previous patches. Absolutely. The performance is brilliant. I can't stress that enough. It is so much better than it was in previous patches. Oh, they've joined the coalition? Well, you can bugger off. No one likes you. I'm not a warmonger. I've got 100 people in the chat who swear down I'm not a warmonger. Take me to court. I promise I'm not a warmonger. Let's try and do the HRE circle thing again, because we're 100 prestige. There's absolutely no way that we can't challenge their circle leadership. So we have to exceed their prestige by 25. Oh, so it isn't a glitch. Their prestige is stupid high. So we're not going to win. Okay, we just lost 10 prestige, but we can get that back. So we just need to kill them. Then we'll get it. See, I don't even know what we get for Odin the Circle, but it's a new feature, so I would love to figure it out in this save. There we go. Might just piece this one out soon. I'm getting a little bit annoyed of just these endless separate pieces. Humiliate. Yeah, get the prestige back up. Go. Do you. Yeah, we have endless free prestige from these constant coalitions. Getting a strong ally is quite hard, but it's really important. And yeah, I'm done separate piecing everyone. Let's piece out. So theoretically, if we just annex them, we should get them as a vassal for free. That would be nice. Let's hope. Yes, we got them as a vassal. We didn't take the AE for having them as a vassal. Now, let's just check our antagonism. And we didn't get the 100 or 200 antagonism that it tried to give us, which is brilliant. I tried Venice in 1.3.2. I got wrecked by 10k mercs in Padua. One had 4k. I don't know, but they just had them. Yeah, I wish you luck with that one. Hey, you can always start a new one. I'm looking for a new Italian nation to play. Try Milan. They've reportedly given a lot more stuff in this patch. Give them a go. Or if you want to do a more tool game, Milan could work as well, but you could do Florence. They've got some good ideas. There's lots of Naples is also really fun. You get the choice of going for the PU route, where you can try and get like Hungary and Poland in your personal union, or you can go for a more Italian route where you get Provence and like stick to your roots. It's got a lot of flavour. Who do we want to rival? I don't want to waste our rival on England, just because obvious reasons. We don't want to piss off someone who might be our friend if we go after France. Let's just go for, I guess, Cologne. They won't be that big, but we guess it's an easy way to get CBs on them. Let's get improving some relations and try and limit this coalition while we can. You down there, you up here, you there. It won't do that much damage, but worth doing than nothing. Let's get improving our centralization as well. I think actually doing that rather than just integrating the provinces is a good idea. This guy should finish up with Limburg soon anyway, and he can move on to the Utrecht provinces here, which will give us cores, which is lovely. We don't even have to worry about integrating this vassal soon anyway. We could actually think of enforcing culture on them, so they have to do our culture for us. So by the time we annex them, it'll be a lot easier. Florence has the Peasant Republic option, 10% production efficiency. Yeah, good shout. That's always a nice one. I need to play a Diefmarschen game. They're apparently really fun. I'm eating dinner, but I lost appetite when I saw your border gore. Hey, it's not border gore, right? It's not that bad. I am known for border gore, I won't lie, but it's not that bad. Like, we've only got a few enclaves and one random vassal in the middle of HRE. The vast majority of it is quite centralized. Blame France. It wouldn't look like border gore if France didn't own this stuff, right? So I plead the fifth. Yeah, that's the American saying, right? Pleading the fifth. Let's get integrating on those provinces up there. It should be quite fast because it's our culture anyway. Yeah, but we need to get our power projection up. It's such an underrated little stat. Gives you so many bonuses. Oh, we can get some new institutions. Well, how are we doing with our... Oh, yes, we'll get coastal forts done before we waste ability on institutions. But we do have a lot of gold going around. So, is there any buildings we want to get? Gordek has some good production modifiers. So does Middlesbrough. But is it going to be that profitable? I'm not sure, but we can do a few. Oh, fuck it, why not? It's supposedly our national industry. We can worry about specialization down the line. Let's just get the basics done first. And any good RGOs we can invest in. The Amsterdam... Oh, the fibrous crops. Yeah, let's get you done. We should get some decent control over here as well. It's a good port as well, so we should be fine. It's the HRE. It's the definition of border gore. Fee, thank you for covering my defense. I appreciate it. It could be much, much worse. Is there any content for the Ilkhanate? To be honest, I don't know, but I would love to. So if you want to go and check the patch notes or anything, see if it's anything new, that'd be good. Obviously, you can. There's a situation for the Ilkhanate. Like, you can... let's just have a look for this one sec. Prestige. Well, we're full in prestige, but... Ability for money. We'll just take the prestige, I guess. You can reform the Ilkhanate. If you like marry into being an heir, and you can become a leader, but I haven't done it yet. It's actually quite hard. You've got to do a bit of like a CK2 dynastic gameplay to get the characters you need for it. Is 1.3.2 playable? Absolutely. The performance is really good. The economics finally work. The game is working. So if you want to listen to the stream and load up your own single player at the same time, go for it. I'd love to hear how your games are going as well. Is the international organization? Yeah, it has an IO. I just haven't had a chance to use it very well yet. Why are we losing food in our capital when we're not at war? That's an interesting one. We're at full food capacity. Let's try moving you a little bit inside. Yeah, why does Den Haag just not have food? Okay, so it's got a negative food balance. So if you stick your armies on places that have a negative food balance, it just doesn't give them food. That's new. I don't know if I'd like that change. What do you guys think about it? Do you like that? I don't think I'm a fan, if I'm honest, but I can at least learn it. But yeah, not a fan, if I'm honest. Ban books, so we'll take the stability. Donate some money or lose prosperity. We'll lose prosperity and Brie. Amsterdam need more people. Or we can get on that. Our coalition is coming back. Welcome to the stream, everyone. It's good to see you all. Peasant estate actions. Let's have a look. We've got 10 legitimacy free, though. So obviously 10 legitimacy is the perfect time for us to get some urban rights. So I think if we're going to move Den Haag off being our capital, let's go for Flemish cloth industry. We can get that built up quite a bit. And in Antwerp, we've got a new one, but I think it's a fortress town. Do you want to give anything else out? Oh, we've got this new one in the north. What about the maritime presence one? So we've got Lubeck rights, which could be quite good. Or staple port. Yeah, we'll go staple port. And then we'll just take the free legitimacy. Lovely. So is there any mechanics you guys want me to check out or have a look at? Do let me know in the chat. I'm happy to have a look at anything. There's obviously quite a lot new in 1.3.2. But it is very playable. And I'm enjoying it. And we need to get our RGOs up to scratch. We've got some really profitable ones. Obviously, they are stupid expensive. So you've got to do a lot of saving up for it. But it will be worth it. Let's pull back our Diplo spending a little bit. We can just defeat the coalition, so it's not the end of the world if we... Well, it's not really worth spending so much money on it, even though I know I am. But it's yeah, it's a lot going around. I wanted to see if we can enforce our culture on this guy. They have to spend 10 years with us. That's fine. We can get knowledge sharing from them. That's always nice. We're losing a lot of prestige, but we've got some significant buffs from that, so that will last us for a while. You played the new patch today. My fiefdom had a cultural revolt which pieced out into freedom even after the defeat, made you rage quit. Yeah, that's not fun. They really do need to change how vassal wars work, because the fact it just doesn't let you like orchestrate the pieces from your vassal, and whereas the vassal is an AI, so the AI is going to do stupid ass shit, right? Does not make sense. And I'm not a fan. But Paradox, woo, listen up, please change it. I would appreciate it if you did. Yeah, that 5% reduction in production efficiency is painful, but it might be worth it in the long run. It's a good thing about Holland. They've got some good urban rights. You just got to make use of them, really. We should also start thinking about our control and proximity, actually. We've got quite a few bits of inland bit that we're not actually getting any control over. But the move to Antwerp will help, and we can actually start thinking of doing that. So how much would it cost to move our capital? 122 ducats. That's fine. That's worth it, I think. And we don't have the cloth industry there anyway, so it's not like we are at a big production efficiency deficit. Obviously, the use of these urban rights, especially more specialized ones like this, is to make that specialized economy. So we can make a cloth economy here that outgrows that production efficiency reduction. But ultimately, 5 building levels in both just gets you back to where that production efficiency is. So I think they should amend this urban rights, because ultimately it's just cancelling out the benefits from tailors guilds and stuff. You're just getting lower production efficiency and everything else, and trade capacity. And sure, trade capacity is good, right? And then we will start spamming marketplaces here to make use of it, especially when we're not having this as our capital. So it'll be very useful for market access. But is it really worth 5% reduced production efficiency? I guess that's up to you guys. Let's yeah, I'm a spending addict in this game, absolutely. Let's support Bohemia. Why not? They're our friend. They've kept us alive. Let's not abandon them straight away. You're on a phone, sorry. It's not the end of the world, dude. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I think corruption is not fairly represented in EU5. Yeah, you are right. We do need a corruption system. I quite liked how it was in EU4. But could you really port that over? Just adding in like free money and scaling mana costs. It's like, it could be another form of scaling cost. But we've already got legitimacy. We've already got diplomatic expenditure. We've already got stability. Like, there's a lot of scaling costs in this game already. So adding another one, people would start to get a little bit annoyed. I'd certainly question it. It's just what you change instead. How do you think would be a good representation of corruption? I guess that's the ultimate question, isn't it? It's adding in another unnecessary scaling cost, as I just mentioned, I don't necessarily think is the right idea. Maybe just an increased likelihood of bad events, but just make them some like lethal bad events. So like comet sighted, stuff like negative stability, stuff like your estates are rising up, or rebels, or you're just money lost out your treasury. So you never know that, you can never quantify the bad effect it's having on your nation. So it's like a gambling system that, so you're slightly corrupt, so some things are going awry, but the vast majority aren't. But if you're like heavily corrupt, then a lot is going awry, and you're going to be suffering a lot. So you can make it like a bit of like an RNG gamble system like that. But then whenever you have a sort of gambling system in a game like this, people always complain, and for fair reasons, right? Like a lot of people want stuff in their own hands. Now I've just seen a great idea in the chat, and that is local governors. We could start thinking of saving up for a city, but I know we're quite far away. But if we got like if we took over this bit from France and got some local governors there, that could be an idea. Or if we pushed to Cologne and got a local governor here, that would then give us proximity over this bit, and then we'd definitely be pushing the definition of playing tool, but we would get some good control over these parts. Yeah, Bohemia aren't going to pass this law, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world. We're not the emperor. We don't have to complain about it too much. Oh, and our grandson is an idiot. Lovely. And is that the guy I gave an expensive education to? It better not be. No, balanced education. But you can go on a military education. I'm just going to send you to be a general, I guess. Can I get a new institution? That's a lot of stability. I'm going to wait. What can we do in the meantime? Artillery? Sure. Men at arms? Sure. Crossbowmen? Sure. Plated knights? Sure. And I guess some better army buffs. Let's push for that army initiative. Like I just mentioned, initiative is the strongest army stat in the game at the moment. If you just build a full horseman army, you're going to cook. Like, well and truly. Well, the corrupt trait works well with advisors. It does. And it's actually a good thing to micromanage. It's like, honest, we've got there. We've got... what's our son? He's got really good stats. Maximum tax minus 1% isn't great either. And I do like it's another thing to min-max. It's like artists now have that as well. Now, we don't have that at the moment as we haven't got the artists and we haven't got the economy for it. But they do have the same sort of traits. Now, let's get some salt going. We'll do it in Middelburg, I think, just because that's going to be close to where our next capital is going to be. Look how much money they're going to give us. Like, it's absolutely worth it. Our economy is doing very, very well, though. You can see, if you look at this graph, this is when we change versions of the game. 19 tax base, 60 tax base. Like, it's a gigantic difference. Yeah, they've definitely fixed the economy in this patch. Is quality meta now? I think so. But obviously, if you just go quantity, you're just throwing more population down the path, right? And population is the meta in this game. If you have more people, you can do whatever the hell you want. Like, you can build a bigger economy, you can outscale people, and that's part of the reason why these big AI nations are so strong, just because they've got these gigantic population pools. Our annexation has got 19 months left. That's not too bad. A Western Schism? Have we voted on that yet? Or do we just not have a... I'm not sure we have a cardinal. So can we use our thing to get free money from France? We could, but I don't think it's worth 20 religious unity. We could try and get a cardinal. Ah, there we go. Let's request a cardinal seat. Let's do it in up here in Utrecht. There we go. We can now be, I don't know, part of the club. We're in the mix. What's the saying? We're there. We should, yeah. As I mentioned before, we should start thinking about proximity. But I keep spending money. I just did it. I need to get this capital moving. I'm gonna just pull back my hands from the keyboard for a second, look at chat, so I can save up enough money and not continually waste it. Theodora is a kind of difficult start. 1.2 slow integration, culture conversion. Check it out. It's a good challenge. Gothic culture restoration. Now that is a good idea. Rage baiting vassals is not a little bit. Not moving to Amsterdam. Sadly, not. I think Antwerp is a better idea. Amsterdam's got a better harbour capacity, but it's still a wetlands, and that's quite a big debuff. What else have we got? What's up with the unique advances tab? Where can you see that? I'd love to have a look at that. If you can give me a little bit of a tip, I would have a gander, but I don't know what I'm looking for, if I'm honest. I'll keep it going. And yeah, do let me in the chat, directs me, and I'll have a look at it. Peasant estate action. Let's have a look. What have we got to ourselves? Oh, stability we could do. That's a good idea. Let's get it done. Yeah, the estate actions are really strong. Clergy. We could probably get some more legitimacy. It's been long enough. Is that a good idea, though? I mean, why not? Let's get some more urban rights. Actually, just leave it a sec. I don't want to overexert ourselves. What I don't get is why it costs you 10 stab to remove an urban right. That doesn't seem like it makes sense to me. I don't know about you guys. Do you agree with that one? Research tab to the right. So I'm in research. Am I blind? I'm fully blind. Advances. Yeah, I'm blind. I'll figure out later. Boop. Yeah, like I said, I'm. Oh, is it this one? I found it. Unique advances. So we have 10% sailors. Then we have 20% navy morale. Then we get 33% trade range. Then we get 5% max literacy and platoon fire. Now that's really good. With a unique heavy infantry regular. Then we've got a trading hub, export efficiency. That's nice. Dutch art, a little bit less nice. Fort defense and fort limit, always good. And crown power and parliament base support, nice. Don't forget, if we do form something like Germany, we can get different advances and such. So it's all in our hands, really. Now, let's see if we can speed up these institutions. Who has the institutions around us? Stability or make our peasants hate us. I don't really care about the peasants. Not the end of the world. Flanders. I'm just trying to think if we get knowledge sharing from someone. But to be fair, we've already got it from our vassal. Not the end of the world. Does this tab have a use though? Is it just the same set from the tree as a glance? It just means you don't have to like scroll through the entire tree looking for your unique advances. So it's a very good thing. It's something I've been crying out for. It just sort of means you can plan around what your nation is going to be rather than like going back to the select nation screen and looking at what different nation gets what, right? So it's all in your hands. Could you briefly summarize urban rights? I haven't interacted with that mechanic much. Absolutely. It's essentially a way to specialize your economy. So you can go through and give your urban locations, so towns up, these urban rights. France, sure. They cost 5 legitimacy and they have loads of different bonuses. So, for example, a granary town that gives food capacity, which helps you get more population. Or a fortress town, obvious, right? Flemish cloth industry, buffs your cloth industry, buffs your trade capacity, but has some debuffs too. They basically they specialize your economy. Rather than buffing your economy, they just help you specialize it, which can buff your economy. So if we made ourselves into a full cloth economy and fully specialized, we could spam and stack buffs to make it really, really useful. Or stack like marketplaces and then sell stuff, even better. So you can get some good buffs from it, but they're not direct buffs. It's just a way of skill expression, really. We got 49% in our parliament. Let's get rid of some toll castles. And that should be good. I mean, we could not tax them if we wanted to get a CB or something, but I'd rather have the taxes at the moment. We're getting a lot of money from our burgers. We are pretty much a burger economy at the moment. Have we got the burger law? Oh, France. Oh, we got land. France gave us land. What did they give us? This one. I've never said anything bad about France ever. They're the best guys. It's annoying we got AE for that, but not the end of the world. Our antagonism is not very healthy, but if we just murder them, then they're not going to hate us anymore. You've got to have the big brain strategies, right? Let's get our capital moved. Now, just to summarise, the reason why I'm moving it to Antwerp is a long-term perspective. We're going to lose out on control in the north from doing this, but it's a better town. It's on a river, so we'll get better control as we annex these provinces. It doesn't have the wetland debuff, and when we do get Brabant and Flanders and stuff, we will profit. Now, speaking of, if we are moving our capital, let's fabricate a CB on Brabant. And let's go for them. We can call in France as well. What? It won't let... Why would it... Oh, we have military access there. Oh, can we cancel that? Please? And oh, we need a diplomat. Okay. Let's chunk that up a little bit. And let's get rid of some of these diplomatic endeavors. A lot of these guys just hate us anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But we've done a good chunk of trying to reduce our antagonism. It's why it's always worth going diplomatic endeavors before you do peace deals and such. Just get it as low as possible, because it is a big hold on your games, really. Do you see any reasons not to specialize? Well, legitimacy gets really expensive later on, obviously, and doing it, especially as you unlock more urban rights and better urban rights as you go through. There's also a big cost to remove an urban right. It costs 10 stability. So it's just all about. It's a very situational mechanic for what is best for your nation. There is no one size fits all, because even like the most one size fits all urban right, which would be a, where are we? Probably a, just take like a market charter to increase your marketplace building levels, give you market access, get some busts like that. It's still cost legitimacy, which costs you a lot of money. And if you go for the other one, the other obvious one, which is where are we? It's a bit of staple port, increases your burger power. So they're not like one size fits all free win type situations. Antwerp, what's your RGO? Let's improve your RGO if I'm making you our capital. Now I'm slightly regretting moving from Den Haag just because of the dies, but we just need to get some good control there and we'll be fine. That's why we've got the strong economy, right? We need to use it. Do you have the civil society? So we've just got the royal decree and diplomatic traditions at the moment. We can think about changing up our stuff, but there's a lot to be done. It is something to think about, actually. But we're just focusing on centralization at the moment, and we can worry about the rest after that. You should always specialize your high control marketplace heartlands. Absolutely. It is more tabs, right? But the point in this game isn't to be annoyed at the complexity. It's just to make it easier to learn it. It's part of the reason why I exist, right? It's that the game is so hard to get to grips with, which is a problem. But it's I'm never going to complain about extra content. End military access. We'll end fleet basing rights as well, but they don't have a port, so like I'm sure that doesn't cause us any issues. France doesn't want to join. Well, can we profess trust, please? Make you want to join. There we go. Yay. Diplomatic will come back in a week. That's lovely. What's new in the update? Do you mean 1.3 or 1.3.2? Because that's quite a big different conversation. 1.3.2 specifically is performance. That's got a lot better. Diseases have been nerfed into the ground, and the economy actually works because they've changed how the overall systems work. Integrate province. Why not? We've got a lot of land, and we're about to get. Oh, we just got these stuff as well. Lovely. Yeah, we need to get Brabant. Let's get you invaders. Let's call in France. Lovely. This is going to be a lot of AE. And then we have to start thinking about how we get the stuff from France. That's the harder bit. Let's call up our levies. Get into the army. They're in the army now. We're calling up everyone. And we will need them. They still haven't done anything with legislative efficiency. Nope. It's essentially a useless modifier. It still obviously changes how fast you embrace laws, but they're going to come in anyway. The game is 500 years long. The game isn't like 6 weeks long. It's not like those days mean a big difference. Unlike in somewhere like Hearts of Iron 4, right? If you're playing Hoi 4, God, you need to speed up your focus trees because you're in a competition against everyone else. You need to speed up your button. What's the button clicks? I don't know. I haven't played Hoi in a long time. The button clicks on the left where you like, oh, I want to spend some stability and get some free factories. There might be policies or decisions, something like that. Speeding up that, see, that's a good modifier in Hoi. In EU5, speeding up laws changes absolutely zilch. Because you're just going to get the same law anyway. And then you're waiting for your parliament to change the next law anyway, because no one spends stability on laws because they're so expensive. It's like, I've done it, I think I only did it once, and that was when I was a noob, to change a law of stability, just because it's so expensive. And stability is so hard to get anyway. So why would you ever do that? So it is the definition of a useless modifier. But they do need to do something with it. They fixed the mercs in 1.3. I don't think we've got far enough into the game yet to find out, but I certainly haven't noticed any stupid merc problems yet. The only thing I have noticed was they summoned like the Knights Hospitalier when in an occupied province, which is a bit weird, but it's not exactly game breaking. They update the 100 Years' War to be more historically accurate, or England to just win against France and take Brittany. No, you are welcome to go back and watch the VOD for the first session. But they basically just flip loads of vassals. They didn't ever win a war. They just got events to flip the vassals, and then like it seemed a bit more of a harder time for France, but ultimately it was just flipping vassals, really. But I have seen some forum posts recently. You always have to think about how real they are and how accurate they are. But a lot of people saying that England has been winning quite a lot recently in their games. I haven't really seen it yet, but they've definitely been putting up much more of a task. We've got a lot of diplomats coming in. Let's just pull back on our spending a bit and get it on our economy. Antagonism. Let's try and get Hesse to... Although they hate us. Or all of our coalition anyway. It's not the end of the world. Let's send someone to the Prussian Crusade. Why not? You. Get some good stats. I mean, it's a really good way to farm army tradition anyway, isn't it? Just sending people over. Keep the skeletons in the closet. Sure, why not? And send him to Avignon or get prestige. You can go to the Paper States. Why not? Not the end of the world. This is a fortress town, so it's going to take us a while to siege down. But if we can take it out and get it cored, it's right next to our new capital, which will be good. We'll get a new road here. Because obviously we've moved our capital, we need to rebuild our road network to get some good control. But because we've moved more land, we've got better task of getting it into these little areas over here. Especially when we get Brabant, it'll be a lot easier for us. Does the AI finally make local governors? Can you check their control? Let's have a look. France. Doesn't seem like they have yet. Ooh, Spain definitely has. They've got 3. England, I don't think has a city. Bohemia has cities, but not really any good uses for governors. Hungary hasn't. Neither has Byzantium yet, but I'm not surprised they don't have the money. Egypt could be a good shout. Egypt hasn't yet. So the only one that has is Spain so far. But obviously Spain is very busted in this patch. Just because of how they moved up the wool economy and the wool price. If we have a look at it, if you go to RGOs, the wool price is a hell of a lot higher than it used to be. So yeah, like economies like England and Castile and theoretically the Netherlands should be benefiting from this patch quite significantly. But we'll see it when we can get our economy specialized. We do want to get our building levels built up over here. But I really think the Flemish cloth industry thing is quite shite, if I'm honest. Like the trading buffs is quite good, but it just, because it reduces the production efficiency for flat, even for your specialized industries, it just feels quite of a carpet bombing attack, really. It just gives you high levels, but what is that accomplishing if it doesn't allow you to specialize them anyway? In the next stage, we'll unlock some new ones anyway, and that will be quite big for us. And then we can fully get into specializing our economy and building cities and going down that way. We need to get this war done first, but it shouldn't take too long. We've also got the institutions spreading as well, which should be quite nice for us. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to piece out. Munster used to be our ally. That's sad. Oh no, they might be. Oh, no, yeah, we just somehow ended up at war with them. They abandoned us. That's really sad. Turncoats, they deserve to die. At what point do we just start going on the warpath and taking everything? Because, like, these coalitions are never ending. Well, let's take... I think we should at least take everything that is our culture. I think that's probably a good way to do it, and then we can think about the rest down the line. Now, what provinces don't we have? That is Heisenberg, or Heinsberg, not the Breaking Bad character. My bad, I'm a British guy, I can't pronounce anything. Mers and Essen. So just 3 provinces, it looks like. Isn't too bad. Oh no, Weasel as well. Okay, but that's a town. That's a good economic province for us. And obviously Brabant. But the second we do that, we will have a generationally huge coalition. Can we fight it off? Potentially. Would be a challenge though. Might be worth trying to get a governor here, but it'll be expensive to get a city. Yeah, that siege is taking years. Let's test that speed 7 per second and see how strong that is. Oh, well, we're definitely going faster. Is the stream holding up on speed 7? If it is, that's a really good sign for the stability of this game. You let me know in the chat. Is it holding up? Ooh, another guy has come of age. We have a slight coalition. Yeah, I don't really care, dudes. Well, I am aware, but I appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, the siege is almost done. Let's pull back to speed 6 for a second. I wonder why I always have to go naval. It's so much better than land. It is, but it obviously depends on the country you're going, right? If you're playing Russia or you're playing Hungary or Bohemia, you're most likely going to go land just because of that's how it affects your country. If we go into a bit of a German push, then we're likely to go land. So it just depends on the route you take. But naval is so much better. What we do need to do is find a way to get Flanders without pissing off France, obviously. If they could flip to England, and they're disloyal. If we started a war with England, that could be a way to try and get them to flip through the event. Or we could go to war with England and then peace out and release Flanders in the peace deal. The cheesy way to cheese the AI, but it's something we could do. Speed 7 feels too fast. Speed 6 speed's too slow. Classic. Yeah, that's an average Paradox game, isn't it? Speed 5 or Speed 7 in this game is just crazy. You play Prussia or Brazil. Fair enough. Generally, rivers are good for the proximity bonus, yeah. And that's why, part of the reason why I chose to go to Antwerp. But we'll see. I like the idea. Like, I'm always interested in learning, so we can always... Like, it was so cheap, we can always go back if we need to. Let's get the road to Den Haag sorted. At minimum, and then that should help us out. We just don't have the maritime presence to go by sea at the moment. God, we are gigantic. Let's start thinking about piecing out people. So you are culture. No, you're not. Let's not get you done. Let's just... You can annul treaties with all your friends. Done. Now, you, I do want to annex you. Let's get you done. Let's quickly move to diplomatic endeavours. Let it tick a month, otherwise the AE doesn't seem to hit. Yes, Brandenburg. That's what I meant by Prussia. Oh, I got you now. Sorry. Brain fart. Yeah, I understand. Not Brazil. Will you build capital buildings? Yes, just it's all about opportunity cost. Now, for anyone who's been to a few of my streams, they love to hear me rambling about it. But it's essentially the economic principle that every decision you make, you could be doing something else. So, sure, I could invest in the capital province building, but what am I missing out from not doing that? That's the price of an RGO that I could develop my economy. That's the price of a professional unit that I could use to conquer somewhere. You've always got to think about, in a game like this, of what you could be doing better. Ooh. Shit, I didn't see that. I didn't read that. I just clicked off. Bohemia now in a war. France, can you fuck them up for us, please? Bohemia, you're meant to be my ally, dude. Wait, why would they just peace out? I mean, okay. Or do I want France to kill them? I kind of want France to kill them after that. Well, let's take the land we want to, and then we'll see what we can do. Oh, Cleves isn't in the war against us. That's sad. So we can't even take Weasel. I think we just start piecing people out then, I guess. We'll get back up to 100 prestige. Get as many buffs as we can for ourselves. And dislodge this coalition. Let's let time tick. Moonster, you abandoned me. I will never forgive you, and you will be annexed because of that, but in a later time. Mission Gladbach. They are Bulgarian, but maybe not. Low Franconian. That is my territory, so we will take Heisenberg. I'm just going to keep saying it now. Anyone else at Limburg? You are Walloon, but that is a discriminated culture at the moment. What's your RGO? Lead. Yeah, we don't really need you. Let's get you out of here. And humiliate if possible, please. There we go. Nice one. Let's push through. What country do you think is best for learning the game? Probably England. You get access to an early situation. You can do whatever the hell you want. No one can really stop you. Obviously, France can, but you've got the challenge of fighting France. It's not like it's a guaranteed win by any means. We'll come back for this fancy die province later. I want to probably get it as a vassal first. So we'll just get rid of their friendships first. We're getting some good money out of these separate peace deals anyway. What about you? Yeah, we'll get you out as well. Hit the humiliate. Lovely. Yeah, England is a very good country for learning the game because you have to specialize your economy quite early on. You're not relying on some overpowered RGOs. And don't get me wrong, they do have some very good RGOs, right? But they're not overpowered like Bohemia, like Hungary, that you just build an economy off of the gold provinces, really. So you're forced to specialize, you're forced to urbanize, you're forced to learn all of the basic mechanics. And the good old tutorial island quote, right, is probably a good answer to that one. Because it I know like CK always used to call Ireland tutorial island essentially, but the British Isles are just, they're quite safe. Like no one can really get to you. So what do you have to lose by just sitting on your island? It's why a lot of people get annoyed at Britain in these type of games, because it's quite easy. You just sit behind your gigantic navy that no one can really beat and build up and colonize if you want to, or invade Europe if you want to. And you've got a really strong economy as well. So you've got nothing really to lose. The Siege of Brussels is won. Brilliant. So we can get out of this war if we want to. Let's try and peace out Bohemia if it lets us. Separate peace. No, they don't want to anymore. Why don't you? Well, that's like quite outrageous, I think, Bohemia. Warmonger. Well, you can always just peace out ourselves, to be fair. Well, we could go on the warpath against Bohemia, to be fair. I mean, their levies are quite high. I don't know if they've raised them, but we do have France. We also don't want to lose France. That would be even worse. But let's humiliate you. Let's at least try and get our prestige to 100% first. At least one more war reps as well. And then we can see what we can do. So let's try and peace out Brabant and just take the land we want. It's not the end of the world. Bohemia can bugger off. They better recognise me as being the king in my own land that I am. The king of the West! We shall be. Encourage migration to Antwerp. We could do, or just develop the province. I think that's probably a better idea. We can start urbanizing this land around here as well soon enough. But obviously it's got weaker RGOs than if you're just round here. That's one of the disadvantages of leaving Den Haag. Like Amsterdam's got a lot lower control now and stuff like that. Change society values, but look, it was a risk, and I'm quite happy to firm it. We're doing it for long-term gain, not just short-term gain. And let's get our inland road network sorted from Antwerp. It'll be an expensive endeavour, to be sure, but I think it'll be worth it in the long term. Now, can we get any bridges? Getting high control is really important in this patch, so I think bridges is a good idea if we can do. Why the hell am I not integrating the province right next to me? Like, that is just stupid. We're going to keep going on centralization, though, as I want to get as much crown power as possible, for obvious reasons, right? We've all figured that one out by now. Why is London a better capital than Bristol? I always feel that when I have London as capital, I need Rotterdam as well as mine. I might get a naval governor there. London feels so bad. Well, London has got it's obviously the start of the river system, so you can go. Oh, and we've got the Northern River now, which is good. No, that's the that's the road network. It's obviously, yeah, it's got the pre-made road network, proximity to good RGOs, lots of wall, and you've got to think you can make governors elsewhere anyway, right? I usually do a naval governor in Pembroke, so that lets you get proximity to the island, Scotland, the whole Bristol bit. So it's even better. It's much better than Bristol and Pembroke, to be honest. Better RGOs as well, and then you can do a naval governor wherever the hell you want, right? You could go to Scandinavia. You could go to the Netherlands. I mean, you get control over the Netherlands straight from London anyway, as long as you've got maritime presence. It's another reason why London's a great capital. And that means you can use your naval governor elsewhere. Like, you could use your naval governor in Iberia or Aquitaine, somewhere like that. You've got a lot of options available to yourself. International marriage available. Our granddaughter. We could go for the Castilian throne. That's the big one. Or Brandenburg. Oh, yes, he's the heir to Brandenburg. Absolutely. Let's get the institution now, I think. I know we're going for like some decent text, but it's worth getting Renaissance first. We can always come back to them later on. Let's get rid of that. And let's start pushing for the good ones in Renaissance. So government reforms, cabinet seats. Obviously, cabinet seats are so overpowered in the current form of the game. And we'll see where we go for after that one. Let's keep pushing down local councils. Let's get our army back into the economy. We want our economy going up as fast as possible for obvious reasons. Let's get our bridges back up. Mass build some bridges. Lovely jubbly. And we are still integrating Brabant, which should go quite fast because it is our culture. We've still got these old vassals, but this could be a governor spot, to be fair. We get some good control over it. It's got a lot of buildings. Obviously, it's an enclave. Now, we've taken over this market. Oh, it moved to Bruges over there. That's sad. I thought it was in Brussels. I was obviously wrong. We could try and think about rejoining the Bruges market. We've got these two tiny markets here that aren't amazing. But then it could completely destroy our economy, like dismantling a market. But we do have the ability to take control over it. Like, we have the market, the trade advantage, like, significantly, 46%. Whereas they've got, how much they've got? 41. So we would have the advantage if we did do a new market. What we just need to do is get the Flanders provinces ultimately for ourselves. That would make our economy insane. Charcoal kiln in Rotterdam, sure. Make 2. If that's quite good for you, you can do it. What else could be good for us? Lumber mills, sure. Not a problem on my back. Oh no! Lost one of our cabinet ministers. That was in our crown estate as well. That's sad. Let's get someone who's good at diplomacy. I would like a good cabinet trait, please. This guy, he seems quite good. I could ennoble you. That could be good, to be fair. That would reduce the burgher power, but 10 legitimacy is quite a lot. So our son has 3 kids now. That's including 2 grandsons. So I think I'm fine putting you in a military order. So let's get you to join an army one. And then we want to get him the head of the cabinet as well in our next month. That should give us some good cash. Lovely. Obviously, we want that crown power buff. And see now, because we can just sort of chill and play Tool a little bit and build our economy up. Liverpool is the best UK capital. I disagree. Why do you think Liverpool? I know it's a good place for a local governor. Like, it's got a good harbour capacity. It's flatlands, grasslands. It doesn't have a river though, unlike London. You get good proximity over this bit, but if you just do a local governor on the coast, you can get amazing proximity anyway. So I do think I disagree with that one. I always embrace it institutions ASAP since they give a flat research bonus. Sure, but they cost a lot of stability. And we're still negative. Oh, let's check our peasant options actually. See if we can get any more stability. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. We can actually take some legitimacy for free as well from our clergy. In the meantime, we need a new rival. Let's go for Cleves. Why not? We might get some funny complacency, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, we're fine. Oh, our queen has died. Do we want a new queen? Austria? Do you marry a 16-year-old? Sure. Go for it, dude. You do you. It's the 1300s, not 2020. We're fine. Oh, we got a disease. Well, that is, to be fair, that is our first disease since we restarted this session like 2 hours ago. And that's pretty good going. I can't really complain with that one. Right, so our charcoal guilds are apparently very profitable. Why is that? So we are importing 3 of it, and we're using it in our bog iron smelters. To be honest, we need even more. So let's get a few more going. And that's quite a good industry anyway, because it will go into our peasantry. And then hopefully they get a little bit more well off, so we actually get some more demand into our economy. We can embrace banking now we've actually got some stability. But we can't research it for a while anyway, so I'm going to let it chill out for a little bit and see what we can accomplish. But we're just sort of playing Tool now. More people joining our coalition. Well, we can start thinking about using our diplomat. We do have some patriots, inverted commas, patriots. Well, if you're rebelling, you're not exactly a patriot, right? We can get some free armories. That could be good. We can also do an emergency parliament. The timer for that is definitely come up. I think we'll go for some cheap armories. That's probably the good play. We do need to build up our professional army if we want to survive. Okay, it's about 50%. Now, what can we push next? So, for our economy, have you guys got any suggestions of what we want to accomplish? We can build up our cloth industry in our capital. Obviously, we've got these new building levels that we can put in. Obviously, they've got lower production efficiency in the first place. So whatever we do is a mixed idea anyway. We do need to get our maritime presence up, and we do now have coastal forts actually, if I remember right. Yes, we do. So coastal forts and libraries and those unique buildings is probably the right step. We'll get the library there. We've got enough books to go around anyway, and 3-5 legitimacy. So can we get an urban right somewhere? Which ones have we got available to ourselves? Ah, you're empty. So you are, what's your RGO? Fiber crops. You've got some just food RGOs. So you're probably a good granary town, to be fair. And then we'll just take the legitimacy up, and we're back up to 100% anyway. Now, if you're playing someone wider, it's often best to put your legitimacy to even out about 50. But if you are tall, and you've got less penalties to just being able to just chill at 100, because it's the same with like investing in our stability. We can do it because we don't exactly have much scaling cost because we're so small. We're playing tool now, has nearly the entire lowlands. But it depends on your definition of tool, right? Can we get troll over our entire region? Absolutely. Is that not tool? We don't need these vassals. Like this vassal we've got here is just going to be integrated as soon as we can do it. So for me, this is my definition of tool. Like how do you define it? Like what is tool to you? Like you can't just this isn't EU4. You can't just sit in your few provinces of Florence and just dev up. Like we're still in quite a tiny region. It's not like we're France and we've just taken over the lowlands. Like yeah, now we'll play tool. Like we've got high control everything. Even in 1400s, we don't even have a local governor over anything. We're just sort of chilling in our own region. Legitimacy, sure, we've got money for it. And we'll take even more prestige. Why not? We're 100 anyway. Hey, you're a good man. I'm not offended. I'm always happy to be challenged. Even if it is a joke. What's the best way to build an economy? Well, that is the $1 million question. Ultimately, it depends. It's the most honest answer I can give you. You need to pick an economic strategy that works best for the country you're playing. So if you're playing the lowlands, go for like a trading economy. Go for what we're doing and being quite centralized and quite tall and building upper cities. If you're playing Bohemia, you're obviously going to spam the shit out of the insane RGOs you've got here, right? So you've just got to take it quite slow, quite serious, be quite methodical, make the right decisions. Start around your capital, get your RGOs up to scratch. You've got nothing to lose by building RGOs because they've got no input good. So they're guaranteed to make money, even if it's just as shite as a wheat RGO, right? It is just guaranteed to make money. And that's why, like, look, it's giving us good tax base and it's wheat, like, we've got a demand for it in the market, so we can make money off it anyway. You can make money off anything in this game. If there's demand, then make supply. It's just an economic simulator at the end of the day. So we've got enough for a law change if we would like it. So I think we'll push to Central Council to push even more centralized. And then we will increase our opinion with the Bank of St. George just to get to 50% again. Our diseases are burning out, lovely. But instead of upgrading these RGOs, I've got a spending addiction. I just sit, yeah, only one planet is tool, right? If we just take the entirety of the globe and then start deving it up, we're playing tool. Woo! Honk at everyone? Absolutely. I believe vassal meta should be viable if they're not in your culture group. It's not a bad idea. Ooh, we might have crashed. I do love 1.3. EU5 is not responding. Lovely. Okay, we'll just do a cheeky restart. It's only January. We shouldn't have lost too much. In the meantime, have you guys got any good games going on at the moment? Or what are your thoughts on 1.3? Are you still struggling? Or what would you like to change? It shouldn't take us too long to reload anyway. But classic paradox stability, guys. Great quote from Horatio Nelson here. Treat every Frenchman if he was the devil himself. Classic British guy. We love the Frenchies, really. Only a little cheeky restart. Absolutely. See, I don't want any save scum accusations, right? I know there's been some scandals before in the EU4 community about save scumming. Oh, we lost a lot of progress. That's really sad. It'll be fine. It's only 9 months. We'll get through that pretty quick. I'm doing a Serbian run right now. That's cool. I do like Serbia. I honestly think, I'm going to say quite something outlandish, they are one of the strongest nations in EU5. They are so good. Like, the ability, and if you guys are looking for a fun run, I'd really recommend checking out Serbia. They start with a God King. He can form an empire, like, before anyone else can. You've got really strong trade goods, like silver and gold. You can do it. You can go and murder the Byzantines. You can jump across to Italy. You've got so much flavour available to you. Hi, Lewis. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. My preferred change would be have military automated. See, I vehemently disagree with you. That was my big problem with Victoria 3, always, is that the military was too automated. Just because you could never... we still could have called our parliament. We better get the same course of events, otherwise I'm going to be annoyed. We've lost quite a lot, but it's okay. Yeah, we'll get it centralized done, and then we'll integrate. It'll be fine. Sorry, where was I? Vicky 3, yeah. So Vicky 3 has fully automated combat, right? So when you go into it, and do a war, you assign your troops to a front, you tell them where to go, and they do it for you. So you don't have to do the strategy, you don't have to move around, it just does it for you. But, oh, that didn't happen. No! Oh, we've got a new king. Or it is the God King, but we now lose our insane cabinet member. I mean, I'm not complaining at the God King. Annoying it didn't happen in our last playthrough. I'm going to get huge save scum accusations now. Oh no, my first scandal. But it's been a good run, guys. Let's use the legitimacy on some urban rights. So, what have you got available to yourself? Sturdy grains. Could be a good food province. Granary town. Do it. Bergen. You a town? Yes, you are. You've got an urban right already. You've got 2. Ooh, fancy. Ooh, you don't. Let's do Lubeck rights here, actually. Harbour capacity. Yeah, let's do it. You get a lot of marketplaces out of that anyway. And we can give an estate privilege out. Who do we want to fill the gap in our cabinet? Obviously someone from our crown estate, even if they're not very good. Just for the head of the cabinet bonus. And then we take the 15 legitimacy. Yeah, so if you really like automated combat, try out Vicky. It's not my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean it's not your cup of tea, right? Like, there's a reason why there's so many different Paradox games, because everyone has different things that they want to enjoy. And if you want fully automated combat, then try out Vicky. I really think you'd like it. Expand the armories, that's what we were doing. We took adaptive. We didn't take that, but it works for us. I guess we could do it again. But what they are doing is trying to fix these military objectives. So this is automation in EU5. What they have implemented in the last patch in 1.3 was independent operations. So you can hand your control of your armies to the AI. They will wander around. They will siege whatever they want. They will do their own job. But it just doesn't work at the moment. And I try. At least it does do something in 1.3.2. So that's something that's changed. It just hasn't got optimal yet. I do like hunt armies. I do use it quite a lot, especially for navies. I think it's really useful. Well, I guess we'll spend the money. We've got the money spare. The 9 will never get the full thing that we wanted. We'll take the stab from the peasants again. Thank you for the suggestion, Robert. I appreciate it. We'll get you back on Amsterdam. Actually, no, you can go to Den Haag now. We just want to raise our control as much as possible. Use it to strengthen the throne or prestige. We'll set prestige. Back to 100. Lovely. Have we got any, like, requests we can make of the HRE, in fact? A circle privilege. Oh, yes. We would like to have our own circle. Let's do it. Now, we theoretically should... Yes, we are now in control of our own sphere of influence, essentially, is what it is. Now, can I say this quite quietly? I don't want Paradox to hear me. I don't like the UI. Johan, if you're here, you didn't see that, right? Yeah, not a fan of the UI, but I don't make the game. But we now have our own sphere of influence over the HRE. So what can we do with it? We can get a Diplo rep buff, and we can spend money improving opinion with everyone. Yes, that's insane. We can demand their loyalty. They lose, so we gain Diplo rep and prestige, but they lose opinion and lose Diplo rep, and they lose satisfaction with us. I'm guessing that's this green bar, but it doesn't really say it. Oh no, they gain satisfaction. We lose legitimacy. We lose inflation. We lose minting, and we support our sphere of influence and gain even more opinion with them. I mean, I'm quite happy to take that negative buff. Oh, we got this one as well. Reduced court spending, and okay, I'm confused at this one. Right, we reduce our we reduce our spending on these buffs, but they get minus 50 opinion. It's green, right? It's green, but it says minus 50. I'm not gonna risk that. I will go for this one, the Reform Circle coinage. That looks good. Now all of these guys, yeah, they like us a lot when they did. Lovely. Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. So hopefully they should be our friend now and not just try and coalition us. So we're slowly pushing to centralized again. Sadly, we didn't get the 25% that we got last time, but it's okay. We survived it and we made it through, and that's the important bit. We'll set Cleves as our rival. We probably should have done it to Prizia, actually. That's who I want to kill next. We do still have truces with a lot of people. We're centralizing Brussels, and that shouldn't take too long. And we have a lot of marketplaces spare. So we might as well just stack it in Amsterdam. Oh no, that's a bad idea. We'll stack it in Den Haag, if possible. Oh no, we can't. Sad. See, too much to spend our money on. That's the problem. What did I want to do? It was a unique building of some description. Oh, military. It was. Not bailiffs. Oh, we should get a sergeantry. That's a good idea. But what we wanted was the coastal fort. I don't know why it's not showing. Coastal fort. Lovely. Yes. These are one of my favourite buildings in the entire game. They're so good. They're expensive though. But worth it. Do you have any EU5 time-lapse ideas? Ooh. I mean, a 1.3 one could be quite good, just to see, like, 1.3.2 EU5 time-lapse, just to see how the world is forming in the newest update. That could be quite useful. Lambert did one on 1.3, but I don't think it's 1.3.2, so that could be a little gap in the market. Specifically, like a European one could be quite good. Colonial ones. I'm not a big time-lapse enjoyer, but the one I definitely would watch is 1.3.2 one, just to see how the world is forming in the current patch, because yeah, I just want to keep up to date really. Now this guy, we need to send him off to the farm to find the chickens and take him out back and shoot him. He's shocking. We'll get the next institution for the research speed. Let's get some coastal forts. God, he's awful. How has he come out of us? Like, you got this God King, right? And then he's like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna birth this guy. I'm a fan of this guy. He's 16, 14, 17. He's not even much better. I need to do some tactical assassinations again, I think. And how old is our wife? She's 29, so she's still childbearing age at least. We might get a few more, but we're running out of time. Are you feeling 1.3.2? Absolutely. I'm enjoying it. This is good. I don't know if I prefer it over 1.2 yet, but it's different. There's a lot of new features that I like. Like, these estate options are really cool. I do like these. Just being able to get free shit is always nice. Right, we just got free 300 ducats there, right? Russian Crusade, lovely. And you can call emergency parliaments if you're at war. And we are like always at war, so that's always nice. The UI changes are quite nice too. The economy, I mean, they've only just fixed it, so we've still got a lot of time to figure out whether we like it or not yet, but it doesn't seem awful. Let's get some new roads. One to you. More focusing on the inland ones down here. Spending a lot of money on this, but it'll be worth it in the long run. Proximity is so important in this patch at the moment. I can't overstate that. Just because of those scaling costs. Bridge. We get any more bridges? Yes, we can. Lovely jubbly. Let's get that done. We want that control. We've still got our regular army just chilling there. Now, obviously, the question is, what do we do about France? Because we need Flanders. Now, it's very tall gameplay of me, right, to start moaning about Flanders and how much I want to conquer it. But it's also quite a legitimate question that we do need to murder France. It's just we're going to need a big old professional army for that. Their economy is up to 452 tax base, so we're only a fourth of it. That's not too bad. Those estate options feel like the old EU4 ones. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm not complaining. Yeah, we'll just make our estates hate us there. That's not too bad. We'll get some more bridges. Like I said, control and proximity is so important in this patch. Can we buy this town from them? I would be... transfer subject. Wish we could buy the location from them. Or buy the subject. I don't think you can request it. You can only... I know you can buy locations, but yeah, it's not owned by them, which is sad. How much would you take it? No, you would not. Minus 619. Jesus, the AI will never take that. That is insane. Some more bridges. There we go. Oh, that's going to be a lot of proximity. We're going to love that. Did they remove it where you hover over social value and it shows you what you can do to help increase it? Well, let's have a look. So we're pushing centralized. Oh, yeah, still there. To further push Netherlands towards centralization. Still there and shows you the buffs there. And that's why we're going centralized. We want those insane buffs. Now, we could think about changing diplomatic traditions to something a bit better. But there's a lot of options, really. And we've got a lot going for us anyway. So just look at how strong our economy is in such a small little area. And that's why we're focusing on control and proximity at the moment. Just trying to get more value out of our existing provinces. Government reforms. Well, speaking of, we were literally just thinking about this, right? What do we want for our government reform? Trade office network, I think, is probably going to be the option. But we're sort of hovering between aristocracy and plutocracy anyway at the moment. But it would give us some good stuff. Plutocratic ethos could be quite good as well. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Autocracy could be good as well. Of noble bearing could be quite good to give us higher literacy for our pops. What are we thinking? My gut is probably agricultural cultivation just for food production or trade office network. So I probably think trade office network, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do let me know in the chat at the moment. I'll leave it for a second. We're in no rush. Let's get those bridges sorted. And we're sort of in the period now where we can just let our antagonism go down. We can sort of chill and play tool and see where we end up. I'm annoyed at how bad our cabinet is, though. It does not look very good. I'm gonna do something different and not put our king as a general, just because of how good he is. I will put a member from our crown estate on our navy to see if that helps. Trade office network is good for the early game. Yeah, trade offices do make a lot of money. I mean, that's probably a good way to test it, actually. We can see how good they are in 1.3.2. Because if it's like so good it becomes a new meta, that would be very useful to know. Antwerp, yeah, let's get some of these spinners up and running. We're in a lot of different markets at this point. We've got 3. I wish we had one market with all our provinces in. We've made one. It doesn't seem to have done anything. Oh, but we've got this one, so... Bit of a problem, but it's not the end of the world. We could always delete it, but then again, that creates a different can of worms, doesn't it? Brussels could use wood. But I think we're sort of getting our market balanced, so why don't we start thinking about RGOs? I know they're expensive, but they are just still so strong anyway. And obviously, trade offices network. Is it worth joining the 1.3 beta, or do I stay on 1.2? I'm liking this 1.3.2 at the moment. Nothing is perfect, but would I say it's an improvement on 1.2? Probably. I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't transfer a save though. What I'd do is I'd make a new save, or at least take a different one so you're not at risk of losing it, and then seeing which one you prefer. Like I haven't detected any awful like mercenary spam in this version. I also haven't detected any real major differences, which is a bit of a problem. I know it's meant to be like developing Italy, right? That's part of the point for this patch, but and we're not playing in Italy, but it's quite similar to what it was before. It's not big differences. It's just the economy just didn't work in the first patch, right? That's why people were so annoyed about it, and it does now, which is always good. Let's see if we can enforce our culture on this guy. So then when we do annex them, they will be our friend. They're not going to like us though, so we should probably improve relations when we get a chance. We're quite close to integrating Brabant, which would be lovely. We have a look at our proximity. Because we moved it inland, we're getting a lot of it, which is nice. Obviously, we're missing out on Den Haag and Amsterdam being 100%, but it's not the end of the world. We just need to get the road network going, really, because we just don't have the naval proximity at the moment to sort ourselves out. Not the end of the world. Like, we've got enough money to build up the roads. This is the benefit of playing Tool. Like, we've got very low expenditure, like very low cost of court, very low stability investment, even if we put it up to full. We can just chill in our own ground and get ourselves up to scratch, and then hopefully, being tools should help our estate at some point as well. Now we are really struggling to get rid of these estate buildings that our nobility keep making, because they're being such a static cost. They keep bankrupting themselves, and that's a problem in this patch. So before you go over to 1.3, this is the big problem at the moment, that the estates just can't fund themselves. Cabinet seats. Yes, please. Who do we want? They're all a bit crap. Let's get some courtiers and see if we can get anyone good. The answer is no. Oh no, they just weren't ordered right. Okay, that's fine. Sort by ability the character. Now that guy looks good. That guy looks even more good, but I'm going to take the really good stat guy. I don't mind him being abrasive. We're at peace anyway. And then what we will do is integrate provinces. We're going to get all of it caught, and we should be properly making lots of money. Do you have any tips for an England run? Yes. Saffron Walden. Build the shit out of this. Go hard on France early. Make sure you get your troops consolidated in this little province here behind the fort in Bordeaux. So you can get your entire army here and keep it together and not get stack wiped. And have fun. England is quite easy. Like, even if you lose the war against France, you can just come back in 20 years' time with a merc stack and win it, right? It's quite an easy war to win even if you have a hard start. Like, it's Tutorial Island for a reason. France can't get over to you if you play it right. So just chill, have fun, make a good economy, and you'll enjoy it ultimately. What do we want to build? Have we got any more bridges we can make? One, apparently. Do that. Coastal forts. I don't think we've done all of our coastal forts. We do want them. Yes, we want more coastal forts. Do love a good coastal fort. Obviously, the big problem for Netherlands is going to be our manpower. We are going to start running into manpower problems soon enough. Let's prestige for money or just lose prestige. We'll take that. And we'll get our next coastal fort in a second. It won't be too long. I'll find out in 2:15. Hey, go for it. I don't know if you figured out, as I'm not watching live, the event that triggers when you challenge the leadership says conditions for the challenge to be successful. Yeah, 25 more prestige. We did figure this out, but like I said, you're a little bit far back. So when you see this, we did get it eventually. Oh, we can petition the Diet. And we can ask them to, like, upgrade their own laws. That's cool. Sure, start that debate. I don't mind that. This is a really cool H3 system. This has really changed. Like, you've got all of these circles and you can do cool stuff, like distributing grants. I mean, we've got loads of money, so we can just make our friends like us, which is always nice. You can vote for shit. Like, it's like a Stellaris type parliament, which is really cool. Why should the army be there? So the reason why I want to keep my army in Den Haag is because even if it's tiny, your army still improves your control by a little bit. The only problem is it does seem to have food issues, which is why I keep them forgetting that and then moving out of Den Haag. So I think I'm just going to keep it here, where I can actually get food. I don't like it that it can't get food there, but I don't code the game. I don't know why it's struggling to get food. I think I do. It's because it's on negative food. That shouldn't mean the army can't get food. That just should mean you'll have to pay to feed the army. But there's a balance. There's a balance in everything, right? Nothing is ever going to be perfect first time out. We can get more legitimacy from our clergy if we want, which could mean some more free courtiers. Let's do that. I do love some courtier spam. We will find use for them if we ever need cabinet ministers. Obviously, we'll take the clergy endorsement back. And we will go to our burghers. We can't get anything from you, but we could reduce their power if we wanted to. It just wouldn't be our friend for a little bit. Our peasantry, not time yet. And our nobles. We could get diplomats. That could be quite good. But they're negative at the moment anyway, so it's probably not worth doing. Yeah, we're just sort of building up our economy at the moment, so we can keep going for the really high value RGOs now. A call to arms. Ooh, France is at war with England. This is our chance, I think. Who's going to win? Probably France. England has 35k. France is a lot more. Yeah, let's join France. This is the problem. Will we ever be able to beat France when they can just have this big of an army? Even if we build up our economy to stupid levels. That's the challenge, I guess. I'm not going to bother raising our army. I'm just going to move him to the side. Keep our forts raised. And we'll just get some free participation points. But we have to pray Flanders flips. If we can get Flanders to flip, it's low again, that's the problem. We will just be in the money. Because we really want to take over that land. Ooh. We seem to be struggling with our stability at the moment. I'm not sure why. Yeah, we seem to have crashed again, which is a little bit of an issue, but I'll try and fix that before we get to our next session. Thank you all for tuning into this stream. It's probably a good way to end it at the moment. We've just started this war that we've joined in with France. We've got a really strong economy brewing, and we're in a really good position. If you haven't caught up yet, I'd appreciate if you subscribed and joined the channel. That would be really useful. Thank you all for coming. I should get a part 4 for this, maybe even tomorrow, if we fancy it. Do check out in the evening. If you're not in our Discord, please consider joining. We've got a good community. I will chuck the link in the chat quickly, and you can just join if you fancy. But look, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for tuning in. And if you do fancy another stream, come and join us tomorrow. The Discord link is in the chat. Join along. I do appreciate all of you coming. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I shall catch you tomorrow. Farewell.